they keep it going today in an electric atmosphere here in Raleigh. And we are off from Carter Finley Stadium, and a fair catch made by backup running back Ethan Payne. Marshall will begin from the 25-yard line. Let's take a look at today's Impact Players, brought to you by Walmart Plus. Walmart Plus members save on free delivery, plus gas, plus so much more. Join today.
Evan, it's a defense that did a pretty good job against Louisville's Jawar Jordan last week, an outstanding back. They've got another great one coming in Rasheen Ali, and he can run it, and he runs hard and so physical. Caleb Coombs, the son of a coach, at the wide receiver spot, out there catching a lot of these balls from the sophomore.
Marshall showing an empty formation. Now Ali, the junior back from Cleveland, motions alongside the QB. And the give will go to the explosive Ali, who changes direction and finds some real estate. And he will pick up 11 yards on the opening play of the day. Today's Impact Players for NC State, brought to you by Walmart Plus.
Now, Brandon Cleveland may not be a starter even behind C.J. Clark, but just showing you the depth on that defensive front and that nose guard position. It's so important to eat up those blockers. That's why number 11 can go sideline to sideline and make the plays that he does in just about every single game.
5 wide receivers, quick throw to the outside. Darrell Simmons takes it to about the 40. This NC State defense led by Peyton Wilson, who's had double-digit tackles 18 different times in his career, 4 times in 5 games this year. He is playing and leading at an outrageously high level right now for Dave Doran's Wolfpack.
Evan, that was big there. Devin Boykin finally back into the lineup. He's been injured. He went limping out after that just second play defensively. Keep an eye on him.
Another quick throw to Simmons, and another tackle for Peyton Wilson, and it will be 3rd down. And Boykin's return is incredibly important, particularly because Sean Brown is out for the first half today because of the targeting call in the 3rd quarter versus Louisville 8 days ago.
Right, Pack fans didn't like that one too much, and they don't like seeing any of this. There's just been too many injuries there at a safety spot that they thought coming into the season was pretty deep. So we'll take a look at that. We'll check in on Boykin very early on here in Raleigh.
It's best in the ACC. An opportunity here for the Wolfpack D to get off the field. Cam Fancher throws incomplete off the hands of Caleb Coombs, and it's 4th down.
Always there. Nice quick throw and on the money by Fancher. Coombs has got to hold on to that one. The sophomore from Leesburg lets it hit the ground after career highs. What a big day for Coombs against ODU in that come-from-behind win. 8 catches, 76 yards.
Jalen Coit lets it bounce, and it will be downed right around the 23-yard line. Here comes M.J. Morris and the Wolfpack offense. Let's take a look at the Impact Players, brought to you by Walmart Plus. Walmart Plus members save on free delivery, plus gas, plus so much more. Join today. Who's going to be helping out MJ here, Batesy?
Well, the run game, Evan, will help out MJ. It'll help out any quarterback. The offensive line and these running backs, everybody, this offense, they need to get that run game going today. This is the defense to do it against. And man, what a special show KC Concepcion has put on here in his freshman year. Outstanding.
KC Concepcion gets the toss on the first play of the day, and he takes it for about 7 yards on a good first down play. Impact Players for the Marshall defense, brought to you by Walmart Plus.
Eli Neal right off the bat on that tackle. He was blocked, turned, and burned, and brought him down. He and Owen Porter, 2 senior leaders on this defensive squad.
Morris's first throw is intercepted. Former Wake Forest Demon Deacon J.J. Roberts picks it off. It was deflected, and the early turnover for the Marshall defense.
It's a nice, easy play-action pass. They say that pass over the middle is the easiest for the quarterback. A little bit long and one that probably could have been caught. Instead, it goes off the hands of the intended target and right into the hands. An easy tip drill, interception, and just what we talked about, Evan, off the top. MJ Morris just has to take care of that football for this defense to go out there and do their job. And immediately, second play from scrimmage, they turn it over. An outstanding field position to start the second drive now for the Herd.
Marshall does not have a first quarter touchdown all season. This could be a double pass. Looking downfield, and it's incomplete. Ali, the running back, went downfield. Chuck Montgomery threw a 75-yard touchdown in the ECU game for Marshall. Throws it incomplete here.
And you know who's not fooled on this? Guess who? Number 11. If it's not for Peyton Wilson, this is a touchdown. It's an outstanding play call by Clint Trickett, former FSU quarterback. Hey, after a sudden change, let's go up top. Let's see if we can get them sleeping. They don't expect to be out there. Number 11, once again, saves the day.
On second down, Fancher completes it. Down to the 15 and inside the 10 is the tight end, Chris Motillo. 20 yards before Cecil Powell brings him down.
Nice little read and getting it out there with that left hand. And Motillo, I've seen Tillo, but this is Mo Benatillo at tight end today for Marshall.
First and goal. Fancher has won his last 9 games as a starter. He's 10-1 as a starter for the Herd. Ali picks up a couple down to the 6.
You know, one thing that we haven't really that has won 9 straight football games dating back to last season. That includes going on the road and winning in South Bend, beating Notre Dame. They already beat Virginia Tech earlier this season. It is a team that expects to win. They expect to score. They expect to be in front.
Fancher takes it into the end zone, and Marshall takes the early lead here in Raleigh. 7-yard touchdown sprint for Cam Fancher. Not how Dave Doran drew up the first 4 minutes of this one.
No. Look at the big guys up front getting that push and so much space there on the outside. You don't have to be a state champion triple jumper to take that one into the paint, but that's just what Cam Fancher is.
Bierhoff tacks on the extra point. He had enough room to do a little triple jump into the end zone if he wanted.
He could have. And it's so important you mentioned it, Evan. Not scoring a lot of points in the first quarter. Not only do they score points, they do it after a big turnover, and just like that, on the
Marshall Thundering Herd are undefeated despite the fact that they had not scored a touchdown in the first quarter all year until today. Short kickoff, and it's fielded by one of the outmen. And a great opportunity for field position here. NC State set up beautifully.
Take one more look at this touchdown. Watch this end here. Defensive end, and then of course the linebacker as well has to do a better job of taking an angle. Outside, there's nobody there with it. Filling that gap and reading run so fast either.
Keon Lassane on the kickoff return picks up 25 yards, sets up MJ Morris in Marshall territory at the 43. MJ was told Sunday that he would get the opportunity to start. It is ironic, James, that they take the red shirt off on a day that NC State's wearing red. Michael Allen's first carry does not go far.
Yeah, MJ, you know, a guy, Brennan Armstrong coming in, Robert and I, he and I go way back, those Virginia days. And then, of course, Armstrong was by himself there at Virginia last year when I went up to Syracuse, but reunited and decided to redshirt MJ. But like you said, gotta change it up.
Allen gets around the end and has a first down. Roberts ushers him out. 14 yards for Allen. And an injured member of the Marshall defense behind the play. It's Micah Abraham.
Yeah, they've got some very fast backs here at NC State, and Allen being one of them, the sophomore from Greenville, North Carolina. And just letting him get outside, you can't do it. You got to force him back in.
We saw Micah Abraham, the son of the former NFL star Donnie Abraham, get hurt, and the ball is on the field. Did Marshall just create the second turnover of the first quarter? Charles Huff trying to keep the Herd sideline from stampeding into the pile. And it's being ruled an incomplete pass.
Was it Roberts that came up with it? It was Roberts on the interception earlier. Wow. Talking about dodging a bullet here. Let's see. Yeah, and that's, I mean, it's forward. That's a good call. It created some drama over there, didn't it?
Very close. That's why they do that handoff in front of the quarterback instead of behind him, right?
Right, an actual pitch and not a handoff. So some space in between, so 2nd and 10 then.
Harmless incompletion. Now Allen bursts up the middle.
He was close, wasn't he? So close to breaking this one. And this is one thing that Marshall has really struggled with, giving up the big plays on the ground 3 times. They had a 60-yard run go against some plus against Old Dominion last week, and they come from behind win.
That was just the running back. The quarterback had another.
Yep.
Michael Allen looking for his first career touchdown, but it's not happening on that play. Runs into the big number 99, Isaiah Gibson, on the defensive line.
Isaiah Gibson, a former Kentucky Wildcat.
Yeah, there are a lot of transfers on this Marshall team, about 30 of them just from last season. Loss of 2 on the play. Did you know there's a direct flight from Tallahassee to Huntington? They got 3 former Seminoles on their team. 2nd down, 12. Allen barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and long. Elijah Alston changed the game for the Marshall defense last week with an 85-yard pick 6 to give the Thundering Herd the lead against Old Dominion, a game that they trailed 21-3 before battling back and winning 41-35.
Well, Alston, he also had 6 tackles, a tackle for loss, a pass breakup, and 3 quarterback hurries. And there's a huge play on 2nd down to force this 3rd and long. Again, take care of that football, MJ, here in situations like this.
Morris down the seam, completes it for the touchdown. Kevin Concepcion. 17-yard strike for MJ Morris.
It doesn't matter if it's number 5 or number 7 throwing the football. They are going to find number 10, the leading receiver on this squad. That's catch number 24 on the season.
His 3rd touchdown of the year. And here's Braden Narveson, looking to stay perfect on point after tries. And we are tied 7 apiece. Nearly 7 minutes into this one here in Raleigh. Next Saturday, number 25 Louisville in the Steel City to take on Pittsburgh under the lights in Three River City. 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, only on the CW. Of course, Louisville's got a big one tonight in the Derby City against
two losses that have been handed to this Wolfpack team. Two pretty good teams going at it, and I certainly hope I'm pulling for those Cards to pull off the win tonight so we can see an undefeated Louisville squad in the Steel City next weekend. But well, Notre Dame, when they were here, how about the wackiness of that day, all the rain delays and everything.
Fair catch called for by Jaden Harrison. Notre Dame quarterback Sam Hartman has had some nightmare second halves at Cardinal Stadium in the past against Louisville as a member of Wake Forest. So an interesting start to this game here. We expected a really close competitive game. I mean, this Marshall team, I think Charles Huff, the head coach, is still trying to figure out how good they are, because they've hurt themselves at times with turnovers and fallen behind, creating deficits, but they've got explosive players on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely, and the one thing I get it, you're trying to keep the ball away with going back to that sky kick. That Lassane had a really good return on. You're trying to keep it away from the studs returning it. But to let an offense like that start with this new quarterback at midfield or in plus territory, man, you got to find a way to make them work the entire field. That's when the mistakes happen, when they have to work further and you keep them in front.
Play game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Jeff Flanagan is our referee today. James, what do you make of this NC State defensive alignment with basically 5 guys right on the line, and then the 6 players, basically a vertical line starting 10 yards downfield?
Well, it gives you a lot of options to move bodies around. Obviously, you're not always going to have 5 coming off after the quarterback, and it confuses the offensive line. Peyton Wilson wants a false start there. He won't get it, and it can confuse a quarterback at times.
Fake the give to Ali. And there's a flag thrown. Peyton Wilson says, it wasn't me. I didn't get the face mask. We'll see if he can talk him out of it.
I saw you holding on his helmet. It wasn't me. I saw you grabbing his pad.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. What was that song?
Shaggy.
There's no foul for face mask. Second down.
All right, if you're not going to throw the flag, I'll make you throw a flag. So he's trying right there. He's going to get set, regains his composure, and yeah, that's a good pick that one up and put it back in your pocket. No call.
So he picked up 3 after first and 15. Now second and long. Fancher runs out of time, scampers away, makes a couple men miss before Shaheed Battle brings him down. It'll be third and about 9.
We've talked about his accuracy on some of these shorter throws and what he's done, even in the comeback against ODU last week. But a guy, an Ohio state champion in the triple jump, and a guy who had never really even practiced it. He just got tired of his coach bugging him. Let's see what he and Hurd have for him on third and long.
6 men rushing. Fancher connects on the outside with Darrell Simmons to move the sticks.
This is one thing, an offensive line that's only given up 2 sacks. Nice pocket there for him, nobody even sniffing Cam Fancher, and also nobody out there in coverage, a bust in coverage, and that is unlike Tony Gibson's defense.
Another quick throw to the perimeter, going nowhere this time. Aiden White makes the quick tackle on Caleb McMillan. Gain of 2. We chatted with Tony Gibson yesterday. There's the DC. A lot of West Virginia blood in that guy. Coached at West Virginia for a long time. Fancher looking long, incomplete. Of course, the offensive coordinator for Marshall, Clint Trickett, started his college career as a player backing up E.J. Manuel in Tallahassee. Then he transferred to West Virginia when Tony Gibson was the defensive coordinator in Morganton.
Yeah, it's really interesting, all the ties that go back to the state of West Virginia. You mentioned Tony Gibson, but Rick Trickett played at Glendale State in his college days, a great offensive line coach that was there at FSU for so long. So here's a big third down and long now. One of the best defenses in the nation getting off the field on third downs. Right now they're showing 3, maybe 4 walking up, and they'll bring them.
Fancher Does a little pirouette in the backfield, and he is taken down. Red Hibbler has given this D-line such a boost in pass rush situations.
Yeah, unlike that last play, we highlighted that pocket. It's all red. Nothing but red jerseys in there, and reacting, getting in and on the mix as well is Wilson, forcing him to punt it away.
Jalen Coit makes the fair catch at the 24-yard line on the punt from John McConnell. So NC State takes over with 6 minutes to play in the first. Next weekend, Live Golf returns to the CW as the 2023 Individual Championship is on the line. Cam Smith, Taylor Gooch, and Bryson DeChambeau will battle it out in Jeddah. Live Golf Jeddah next weekend, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, only on the CW. MJ Morris, a paltry 1 for 3, but that one completion, James, was a good one.
And that was the last one. It ain't where you're from, it's where you're at, right? And right now, he's at his last pass being a nice touchdown strike.
The give is to Julian Gray. Began that play in the backfield, and it's his third carry of the season. Picks up 3 to begin this drive.
Well, I like to see that. Nice play call there by Anai. Getting the ball in the hands of Concepcion, not just through the air, but Julian Gray as well. We've all seen what he can do in the return game. Outstanding athlete, another young guy. He's a sophomore. Concepcion, of course, is a freshman. Get the ball in the playmaker's hands.
Delbert Mims running behind Chris Tootle, lined up as a fullback. Third down's coming up. Isaiah Gibson again. 6'4", 312-pound defensive tackle from Ohio. Here's Ty Quez, legs. Another big body on that Marshall D-line. Robert and I, from Charlottesville to Syracuse to Raleigh.
Started on the North Shore, back at Kahuku High School, Red Raider for life.
That's way back when. And there's a false start at the bottom of the formation. Dakari Collins.
False start. 5. Offense number 86. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
And see, that's the kind of thing when Dave Doran says, look, you know, what we've been doing, or lack thereof perhaps on offense, it's not Brennan Armstrong's fault. It's all of us. We all got to play better. We all got to come out and play complementary defense, or football, when our defense takes care of us like that. And it's little things like that. You got a new quarterback in there. Instead of a 3rd and medium, now it's a 3rd and 13.
Quarterback draw, and it's destroyed. My goodness, Owen Porter with another tackle for loss. 4th down. Shot out of a cannon into the backfield.
When we asked Charles Huff, before we could even finish asking the question, who are the 2 leaders on, and he said Eli Neal and Owen Porter. Owen Porter, not just a leader in the locker room, on the field as well, coming down underneath, sniffing out that quarterback run, and nothing doing, forcing another punt.
Today's the 50th college football game for Owen Porter. That's a shank from Caden Newcastle. Uncharacteristic. He's had a really fine year, but this is going to be spotted deep in Wolfpack territory at the 35-yard line. That's a 16-yard punt.
He's a little bit perplexed himself over there. Just what in the heck just happened? And again, just mentioned the phrase complimentary football, which...
This is not play music when Marshall's offense is over the ball.
Oh, but it's good music. But it's good music. They have a good in-house DJ. We've got everything, a whole mix of... Oh, that's a bummer.
I understand your
That is the
point.
wrong call. You know what? I try not to disagree with the officials. Evan, I try. But sometimes you just got to say it like it is. Please play music, guys. Please keep the music going. It adds fun to the whole atmosphere.
Do you have a request or two you'd like the PA to blare up?
Oh, I already texted him.
Okay. So great field position for Marshall. Ethan Payne in the backfield alongside Fancher. Flings it to the outside, incomplete, looking for Harrison. This Marshall offense knows that Tony Gibson's defense is fierce and likes to come in after them. So they're not going to be diagramming a ton of, 5-6 second routes. They're trying to get the ball out quickly.
But that's what they really do best, is that quick game, is getting Fancher on the run, letting them roll out and buy a little bit of time. They've struggled running the football. That's another thing that Tony Gibson's defense does so well, is shutting down the run. Got to be careful, obviously, the athleticism of Fancher here with an empty.
5 wides, incomplete, through the hands of Jaden Harrison, and it's 3rd and 10.
Had to get rid of that one in a hurry. Fancher knew he was going to take a lick. A little bit too quick and too low. So here's a situation you don't envy. Look at the juice crew over there in the red hats. That's what they call the guys that are being red-shirted, that aren't playing so much today. You're going to get your workout in with those red towels, hopping around in the juice crew like Marley Marl's crew in Queens Bridge area, New York City, early days of hip-hop.
The give to Ali. And he's still going! Rasheen Ali stepped out of bounds inside the 10. Was he really not down initially? That's the question.
Early on the field, the runner was not down. First down.
And leave it up to Ali. Look at him. Look at him. Never seems to touch, just rolls over and never stops those legs moving. Time after time, when you turn on the tape of Rasheen Ali, and a guy who was banged up a lot of last season. So this year, really just kind of getting the hang of things, and they realized early on, man, he's got a motor. He grew up, his dad owns a boxing gym up in Cleveland. He grew up in a boxing gym. So you know he's going to be hard to knock down and knock out. He pops right back up off the mat.
Well, Tony Gibson yesterday called Ali an NFL guy. I mean, he's a really talented running back, and Charles Huff knows talented running backs. He recruited Saquon Barkley to Penn State when he was an assistant in Happy Valley. Did you see a shin or a knee or an elbow catch the ground there? Maybe the shin there?
Yeah, but do you see it in that frame? Man, how about just the body control? Even if he is down right here, it's pretty impressive that he can. Yeah, I don't think that you can turn this one over.
It's a 23-yard run if it stands. If Brandon Cleveland does get credited for the tackle, it'd be right around the 32, 4th and 7, and probably a 49, 50-yard field goal attempt would be in the offing.
That was a 3rd down, wasn't it? That was a 3rd down. Wow. And I mean, here you are, you're going to get off the field. That's what you do best, is just get off the field, especially in a 3rd down and long, and they're trying to run it. You know, it's really a bit of a freak thing. And sometimes you'll see guys come up and just hit someone but not wrap up. That wasn't the case with Cleveland. Cleveland getting up and getting moving.
Hey, when you're making that tackle there as a former national championship linebacker, as we see the ACC Command Center chiming in, do you have a sense in that moment that he landed on top of you and he may not be down, or do you have absolutely no idea because you feel like you pulled him down?
Yeah, he has no idea. By he, I mean Brandon Cleveland. But everybody else, that's why you swarm the ball. That's why you want to see, and that's why you usually see with this defense, when there's one guy being tackled, there's 5 other red hats around, and that's when a turnover comes. That's how you make the turnovers. You know, you help out, but everybody kind of at the same time, just kind of.
Did his knee and or shin go down there? It's close, but I don't know if you can say that's conclusive.
It's tough with that shadow right there. It's been a long time.
After further review, the runner was down at the 32-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 7. Clock will start on my signal.
Wow. Instead of 23 yards, Ali settles for 3.
That's a big one after that shank punt.
And what do you do here? 4th and 7 from the 32. Reese Veerhoff, their kicker, has a long this year of 42 yards.
Well, I think it depends on how much faith they have in their kicker. From what we've heard, there's been a little bit of change up with the kickers.
They bounce back and forth.
Yeah, I would I think go for it here early on, because you miss the field goal, you're going to get it right here anyway. Give yourself a chance at least. Try to keep fighting.
Carter Finley Stadium is getting loud here on 4th down. Marshall 2 for 7 on 4th downs this year.
Roll Fancher out a little bit, though, and give him an option, throwing it or running it.
Pressure's coming. He gets rid of it, but it has no chance. DeMarcus Harris not on the same page with Cam Fancher, and the Wolfpack will take over on downs.
Big victory for that Wolfpack D.
Big call. I mean, it would have been 1st and goal from the 7-yard line.
You know, Fancher knows he's going to have bodies and bringing the heat and a decent job of slowing up that rush to give him just a beat to throw it, but also good coverage over there by NC State. You know, that deep ball has been the one question when it comes to Fancher's throwing game, and they're not even giving him an option. Just nice, strong coverage. He throws it away. So here we go, MJ Morris and company one more time.
He was intercepted. He threw a touchdown. That one is incomplete, off the hands of Concepcion. He was open too. Pretty good ball here from MJ.
Good ball. I mean, just look at the effort. The effort from KC Concepcion. And yeah, at first I thought it was a little bit even further out in front, but that's not a bad ball at all. And one that it would have been a heck of an effort, but could have been caught. He gave him a little bit of a chance. So 2nd down and 10 now.
Concepcion to the sideline. Awkward snap. Oh my goodness, it's intercepted. Josh Moten takes it to the house. A stunning turn of events.
What a play. My goodness, what a reaction. One thing you're not seeing right now is the high and hard snap. So that takes MJ Morris, it takes him out of his sync. He's got to go up and find that ball, so immediately he tries to come down and just sling it over there, what turns out to be blindly. And that's tape study right there. That's an outstanding job by this defensive staff of knowing situation.
It's like Marshall knew what was coming.
Dylan McMahon, the center, back in there after he's been banged up. And that's absolutely, I mean, Moten, you know, that's watching tape, that's tendencies, and that's just reading it. You get a certain look, and if you've repped it so many times in practice, let's go get it. Man, but what a play. And you see what I mean, Evan Morris, usually he takes that snap and through his peripheral, he sees a little bit of what's going on over there. When he has to go back and go over his right shoulder and get that ball, and then it's got to happen quick. It's a little bit of a leap of faith.
Officially a 27-yard pick six for Josh Moten. Brandon Armstrong looking on. And look, MJ in his freshman year threw the ball 86 times, was intercepted once. 2 picks today and just 5 throws for MJ Morris. Got 1 completion to his team, 2 to the other team. 2 of his 3 completions have gone for touchdowns, if you think of it like that. And now, this is an important drive for the sophomore out of Carrollton, Georgia.
How much do you think the snap, the kind of the awkward to the shoulder snap, does that matter on that last pick?
Oh, but that's what I've been saying. Absolutely, I think so. I think I don't want to take anything away from the play of Moton or the job that the coaching staff has done to get him in a position to make that play. But I think absolutely that snap maybe even forced him to rush it a little bit. Jason Seymour, the defensive coordinator, getting ready.
Delbert Mims, the second burst for 6 across the line of scrimmage. Well, Dylan McMahon, got hurt in the first quarter against VMI. Played just 12 snaps that day, missed the last couple games. They're excited to have him back. Moving Lyndon Cooper back to the left guard spot. Mims again. Gonna get close to the first down. Will be about a half-yard short.
Anai choosing to go to the ground, back-to-back plays, and hey, why not? Now you're looking at a 3rd down and 1. Sometimes even as a play caller, you get a little bit impatient in this day and age, and you want to sling it around. But hey, if they're going to give up 5-6 yards a carry, keep on pounding it, because then eventually you get a defense on its heels, and they try to help out a little bit and not do their job, and that's when you hit them with the big play pass.
3rd straight carry for Mims. And a first down for the Wolfpack. Delbert Mims has played a good amount of football. Today's his 44th career game, the 4th-year junior out of Indianapolis. 5 touchdowns already this year for Delbert. NC State has more first downs than Marshall, but the Thundering Herd have the first quarter lead. Much better start than the Herd have been used to this season. And we get a timeout.
Timeout. North Carolina State. First charge timeout. Timeout in 30 seconds.
MJ Morris, his first start as a sophomore. They pull the red shirt off him. And just a little out of sync early on.
Yeah, off the hands of the receiver, J.J. Roberts gets it, and Cam Fancher in the offense knows what to do, so they turn it into 7 points. And then this one, just an incredible play to knife through there. It's one thing to knife through and make a tackle. How about an interception? And, oh, by the way, how about an interception and a return for a touchdown? So, one through the offense and one with the defense. And that number's a little bit different looking than in 4 games, only 3 points total for this Marshall Thundering Herd team in the first quarter. We still have 1:11 left in this first quarter here. They've scored 14. It was only 3 points, and it's a team that really knows how to come from behind.
Yeah, they've done that every game, including against the FCS opponent, Albany. The jailbreak blitz. And MJ Morris, trying to set up the screen, took a hit in the backfield. Hey, I've been impressed with this Marshall defense. They've been flying around pretty good.
Yeah, and we're trying to set up a screen here, but such a good job with the pressure that even, you watch these screens and you'll see a quarterback that lets a little bit of that pressure get to you, because that's just helping out everything else the rest of the field. But there was no time to even hang on to that football. It's kind of a situation where the play call, they don't really mesh very well offensively.
Michael Allen runs into his other number 2. Elijah Alston brings him down. Another shaky snap from Dylan McMahon.
And it's Dylan who's been hurt. He's a captain. He's played a lot of games himself, and it's not like, oh gosh, God, the snaps are a little bit off because it's a new quarterback. That's used to hear that a lot when the quarterback was under center. These snaps are just a little bit off, and MJ's having to react to pull it in. And movement here again on a 3rd down. We already had one penalty on a 3rd and medium. This one comes on a 3rd down and 10.
Both sides pointing at each other. Who is to blame, Jeff Flanagan?
False start. Offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
66 Matt McCabe, I think he's on the sideline saying,
when are you going to call out my number?
It wasn't even, I think it was 56, Lyndon Cooper.
Oh, no.
It doesn't look good.
Oh, there we go. They made up. I'm glad we got that whole shot in. That was like, I thought there was an argument.
3rd and 15. Morris looking. Throws it away. Opportunity for Caden Noonkester to get a little redemption after his last punt coming up here.
Absolutely. Good point. Good point. And my money's on him to boom it. And that's, you know what, hey, that's fine, MJ Morris. They're not all going to be first downs. They're not all going to be touchdown drives. Nothing there. He bought a little bit of time. And he gets rid of it. Don't try to force anything in there. And you also notice that you don't see a lot of designed runs here early in this first quarter for MJ Morris, where you get quite a few when Brennan Armstrong was in there at quarterback too.
Mason Pierce back to return this Noonkester punt. Much better spiral this time, and Pierce is a jitterbug, but he's not getting away from anybody. It'll be first down for Marshall from their own 29-yard line. Keon Lassane with the tackle. From the #1 New York Times best-selling author comes Sullivan's Crossing. This brand new CW original series stars Morgan Cohan alongside Chad Michael Murray and Scott Patterson in their return to the CW. Watch Sullivan's Crossing every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, only on the CW.
There has been a lot to this first 15 minutes here today.
It's been fun to watch. A lot, and here we got 5 seconds left in this first quarter before we flip it over even to the second frame.
Feels like we've packed 3 quarters of action into this opening 15. The give is to the backup running back, Ethan Payne, and he loses 3 to begin this drive for the Herd. But Marshall, with far and away its best and enjoy each other.
Team that finished 16th in the nation that year, just 2 losses.
After a wild first quarter, we begin the second with an incomplete pass, James. In that first quarter, each team possessed the ball 5 different times. This possession here from Marshall, which started in the first, was their 5th possession of the game. Obviously, we got 3 touchdowns. We got a couple of turnovers. What stood out to you most about those first 15 minutes?
Well, of course, the turnovers and points off of turnovers, because I'll guarantee you the emphasis, as it should always be, but sometimes you get into a little bit of a groove with the guy who's been there for a while, is turnovers. Hey, don't turn the ball over. Don't turn the ball over. You know, one of them was kind of fluky. The other one was just an outstanding play. But NC State had only given up 17 points off of turnovers this season. They've given up all 14 points here today. But here's a big 3rd down now and a chance for guys like Peyton Wilson to pin back their ears and put some heat on Fancher.
Fancher finally completes a pass after 5 consecutive incompletions. But it will bring up 4th down as Davin Van makes the stop.
Hey, Batesy, by the way, did the pandemic cost you your 25th year anniversary celebration with the Gators a couple of years ago?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know, because I went back to a Tennessee game a couple of years ago. I think we had it after.
Okay.
Now you confused me. Too much math. No math. No math.
Opportunity here for Jalen Coit. And he is brought down from behind by Marshall's Landon Watson.
Pretty excited to read this promo here. I watched
Let's
the
hear it.
season finale. Hey, who's a nice guy and who's an F-boy, huh? 3 ladies will put their instincts to the test on an all-new season of F-Boy Island, Monday, October 16th at 8/7 Central on the CW. Oh my goodness, that finale had... You think that first quarter had a lot of action? The finale of season 2 was phenomenal. I watched it with Tina Bates the other night. Here's one of my favorite quotes was, "You didn't even know each other before you got here." This is to the 3 ladies. "And you instantly leaned on each other for support, guidance, and lip gloss."
He's reading notes from his phone.
Danny
took
showed us
notes.
that F-boys can change.
Meanwhile, Kevin Concepcion takes it into Marshall territory. A 14-yard pickup, and NC State's in business a minute here into the second quarter.
Concepcion, just the fact that he's a true freshman and just gets that football in his hands. He knows exactly what to do with it. He's got bodies all around. He's going to turn and burn, not just make the catch, but make something happen after just about every catch.
Quick pitch, Julian Gray, and there's a late flag.
Again, here's another chance at getting the ball in Julian Gray's hands. They stretch it out.
I think it's going to be offensive holding.
Holding, number 86 on the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty. It's still first down.
I believe it happened downfield, so it's not going to be 1st and 20. Might be one of those awkward 1st and 17s that you don't see very often. See where they put the football.
It's not a flag that makes an eye happy, you know. Just the rhythm, the momentum. Those 5-yarders that we've seen a couple times here in this one, the false starts. Just get a defense on their heels. You're making first downs. You want to keep it that way. Keep the foot down.
MJ back to work. An 8th-year college football veteran, Bradley Rosner, with his first catch of the day.
Nice target for any quarterback to have. We saw him a couple weeks ago against BMI. Make a nice catch in the corner.
He's had multiple grabs 4 games in a row for the Wolfpack offense. MJ now 4 for 10, 40 yards, the 1 touchdown, the 2 interceptions. 2nd and 11. And he's got Concepcion again. Down to the 27-yard line. First down, NC State. Another pickup of 15 for KC.
Coming into this game, number 10 had accounted for 33% of the receptions on this squad. I'd say he's above that here early in this one, knowing exactly who to find in that situation. MJ Morris to Concepcion for 1 more 3rd down conversion. Just settling right there. Defensively, you got to know where those sticks are. You know, in that zone coverage even. Yeah, you're going to keep them in front. But where are they breaking those routes off at? Breaking them off at the yard to gain.
Concepcion again on the little flip in the backfield. Showing off his athleticism here today, James. Only 1 catch for 7 yards against Louisville last week, and Dave Doran knows that's not enough.
Yeah, so now, as promised yesterday in our meeting, hey, look for KC to get the ball, not just through the air, coming down on those jet sweeps. So quick, so fun to watch.
Reed Mitchell is in the game as an extra tight end. Right behind the left tackle. Up the middle. There goes Delbert Mims into the end zone again for the Wolfpack. An 18-yard score. His 6th touchdown rush of the season. Braden Narveson will look to tie it up. Joe overall behind Coach Newholtz, who turned out to have a pretty good career in college football, I'd say.
And TV as well.
Jaden Harrison, no fair catch this time from his 5-yard line out to the 40, where Colin Smith gives him a little shove across the sideline. Good field position for the Thundering Herd. Meanwhile, coming up Tuesday on Inside the NFL, the guys will look back at the heavyweight battle coming up tomorrow night between the Cowboys and the 49ers. Plus, can the Eagles stay undefeated against the surprising LA Rams? Inside the NFL, now for everyone, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, only on the CW. A 36-yard return for Jaden Harrison sets up Cam Fancher and the Marshall offense at the 42-yard line. Fancher's just 6 for 12. He's run for a touchdown. Rashid Ali.
Down.
Lost the ball late, but
Second down.
Down by contact.
You're going to see the big first lick by Wilson. Those shadows, which helped NC State earlier. Can't see it right there, so say it was down after a gain of 4. And a 2nd down and 6 now for the Herd after that nice kick return, as you mentioned, to start things off.
Play clock at 5. Fancher fakes the give to Ali. Pressure coming. Fancher got away from one, then lost the football. And one of his offensive linemen saved him a turnover. The center, Logan Osborne, began and ended the play with a football.
Well, his day might have been ended there for a second had he not felt it at the last second and stepped up. I think after that initial Toro making the guy miss, the big bull rush miss, I think then you got to tuck it away and just count your losses. Lucky they get that one back. Good hustle, not just phase 1, but the second wave of rushers getting in there. Cleveland has had a big day as well.
Marshall, as you see, just 1 for 5 on 3rd downs. They need 9. Caleb Coombs lost the football. Peyton Wilson's got it. Trying to make men miss. Wilson creates the first turnover of the day for NC State. Believe it was popped free by big Davin Van.
It's a decent play, nice patience to follow that block by Coombs on the receiver screen, but there's Van turning and burning, making the play, and then a dangerous guy when he gets the ball in his hands, Wilson. Did you see him at the end of that run? Once he realized that his run was done, he wasn't going to make it all the way to the end zone, he delivered some pain. He delivered some pain on the tackler.
He showed like a little Deion Sanders elusiveness, making some moves there after the football.
Well, what was it, the 3.7 miles per hour they clocked him on the GPS?
Yeah, that might have been embellished, but it's still impressive.
Oh, I don't think it was. Don't you speak bad on Wilson.
MJ looking deep. He's got Trent Pennix, and NC State takes the lead. Touchdown for the Wolfpack. Talk about capitalizing quickly after a turnover.
And talk about complimentary football. Nice little move by Pennix to get back inside. And a great job putting it right there for him by MJ Morris. That'll get a little bit of spark back here in Carter Finley Stadium. A little bit of excitement they've been looking for, especially from that offensive side.
Narveson makes it 20 today in this conference. Big games beginning in this 3 o'clock hour. One over at Chapel Hill, another down in Tallahassee. Very short kickoff. And it's fair caught. And NC State looking for something of an onside kick. Sets up Marshall in great field position. Let's go back to the touchdown. Trent Pennix from MJ Morris.
Yeah, you're going to see Pennix here lined up in that wing spot. And defensively, MJ Morris, they're going to sell it a little bit like they're setting up a screen. Gives a little pump out there, and at the same time, it's Pennix with a little outside jab of the foot, comes back inside on the route, running it on A.G. McGee, the sophomore from Chipley, Florida. Over in the Florida Panhandle, and Trent Pennix, welcome back, buddy. Big touchdown.
Yeah, it's his 9th career touchdown catch, but his first in a while. Dave Doran has wanted to get the tight ends more involved. We talked to Robert and I about it yesterday, and so far so good. Rashid Ali went down after a quick 5-yard spurt.
Looked like a turf monster got him there.
There is a flag down there. Looks like it came out late. This is a good play call against this defense, because what that the fake to the jet sweep. Personal foul, but it gets guys like Peyton Wilson in the middle of that field. It gets them reacting to that.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block, number 5 on the offense. It's a 15-yard penalty. Still first down.
That stings. McMillan. Let's see if we can find it. And what it is McMillan being a receiver. Wide receiver. Top of your screen right there, it's Caleb McMillan. And outside the tackle box, well, you can't, of course, blindside. You can't block low. There he stayed up high, but they're saying the blindside.
It looked like Devin Boykin was coming straight at him.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
Maybe it's just
tough 15-yard cost there. And they're going further back, and the football's out. Flanagan rules him down. Otherwise, that would have been a touchdown for NC State D. Davin Van creating havoc in the backfield again.
Van's having a good first half here. Captain on this defensive line. Just going. There were so many great defensive linemen to come through here. And, one thing that you haven't really seen in this game is Coach Huff's team, having back-to-back negative plays, bad plays, or penalties. And they've seemed to bounce right back. Right now, they're in a big old rut, 2nd down and 30.
Yeah, it would have been 2nd and 5 if not for the penalty. Now 2nd and 30, and it's Montgomery. He takes it back out across the 30, picks up 8. Still a long way to go. And a 3rd and a mile coming up here for Marshall. We talked earlier, this is a team that is comfortable playing from behind. They have done it every week so far this season. Fancher escapes to his left, fakes it. Wilson forces him to throw it away. We knew that Tony Gibson had planned to have Peyton Wilson spot on that quarterback, and he's doing a nice job.
I mean, how lucky can you be as a defensive coordinator to have a guy like that can close like that? I mean, here's a guy he's a state champion trackster. Yes, triple jump, but it's the triple jump. You talk about an athlete, a guy that can burn a lot of these defenses. But when you're looking at a linebacker that can sit back there and play against the pass, and then, oh, by the way, if he tucks it and tries to run, I'm going to go run him down. I'm going to turn on my jets and run faster. I'll guarantee you faster than any linebacker in the nation, and probably faster than most defensive backs. It's crazy speed.
Peyton Wilson was a state champ, too. He was a state wrestling champ.
Yeah.
He also played lacrosse. He tried to play baseball, but unlike his brother, he said he was a little too hyper for baseball, so he got a lacrosse stick, and that was more his style. Jalen Coit with some space sets up NC State at the 35. 7:52 to play in the first half.
Some of those offensive players. And, I was a little bit on the young side to truly watch growing up and appreciate my guy that I admired growing up, and I wanted to be just like Brian Bosworth. Won the Buckets Award a couple times, and had a really nice tribute I saw on Twitter earlier today to just a hero.
There have been quite a few talented linebackers in that city through the years. Chicago and Pittsburgh, you think of defense and you think of linebackers.
I mean, I don't know if there's anybody that's a better candidate for the Buckus Award for NC State right here this year. He's got my vote.
And he was named the Buckus Player of the Month for September. As the pass complete to Terrell Timmons on the perimeter, it will be 3rd and 5. MJ with 2 receivers on each side of the formation. And he missed Concepcion.
He felt that pressure coming here. Concepcion running free. He'd looked for him a couple times on big third down conversions throughout this game, and that time I feel like even though he knew he was going to take a shot, he might have rushed it even a little bit because there was plenty of room for Concepcion. Good late pressure by Marshall to force what should be a punt right here, but you got to be careful in these situations. Middle of the field, you got to play it punt safe.
Third punt for Newcastle. Punts of 38 yards and 16 yards. Talik Keaton back deep this time, and he makes the fair catch after a 35-yard punt, which sets up Marshall, and they'll have an opportunity to tie it late in the half. 6.5 to play here in the second quarter.
Some people just...
Here's another look at it. NC State fans didn't love it. Remember, there used to be that 2-yard halo rule. That's gone away. Now it's just 1 yard directly in front of the return man that you have to give him. It's off to the side a little bit right there and threw a flag nonetheless.
Instead of the 25, they start at the 40, and a deep ball looking long. McMillan can't get there. Second down. Had a step or two on Aiden White.
Well, and there's the one knock. There's the one knock on Fancher. He's not perfect on those deep balls. Not many are, but he's been so good underneath. And here there were a few steps, and that's one that he'd love to have back. You got to take advantage of those. Group of 5 team coming in, even with your undefeated record, even feeling pretty good and expecting to win games. You're on the road in a sold-out place, ACC football, NC State. You got to take advantage of those.
On second down, it's Ali. Devin Boykin with a nice tackle. Set up third down.
Good to see number 12 back in there. Remember, he left the game. Second play of the game, I believe, and he's been banged up. Here's a third down and short now at midfield.
Marshall to the line very quickly. Fancher fakes the give. And he gets around the edge, beating Betty to the spot to move the chains for the Thundering Herd.
No, nothing against Betty. I mean, Betty's a heck of a linebacker, junior out of St. Thomas Aquinas down in Fort Lauderdale. But it's the difference that we see in that play and the play earlier when Peyton Wilson could just cut that angle off and go make that play before he turns that corner.
Ali spun out of a Peyton Wilson tackle, but Caden Fordham was right there to help him out. We saw another great linebacker for the Wolfpack, Drake Thomas, firing up the crowd here pregame today.
Yeah. Doing the, they call him the Alpha Wolf. He does the wolf on one side, pack on the other side chant. Got him going.
Second down. Fancher flips it, and a diving catch made by Mason Pierce, the 5'6" jitterbug transfer from McNeese State.
Oh my goodness, and here's another open guy down the field, and a little bit too strong, but not too strong for Pierce. I think that would have been a little bit long for even a 6'3" guy. What a great job by Pierce. They're pretty fired up about number 3, and they should be. He's got him down there knocking on the door of the red zone. With 4:30 left in the half.
14 yards to Pierce. Fancher keeps it again. Picks up just 3 that time. Van and Boykin combined for the stop. We close in on 4 minutes to play in what has been a lengthy and storyline-filled first half.
It's going to be a fun second half as well.
6th ever meeting between these two programs. NC State's 5-0 against Marshall, but there have been some great games through the years. Rashid Ali met by Van and Wilson. Third down coming here from the 20.
One thing that easy to do is get caught up in those offensive linemen, to stay back there, react. When that back makes his cut, don't get tangled up with those offensive linemen if you don't have to. He's got some good guys in front of him. They're at that nose guard spot that really do a good job of eating them up. Here comes a third down now.
Fancher is hammered. by Peyton Wilson. In a game of I Spy, do not bet against number 11.
You know, Tony Gibson says in 29 years of coaching, I've never seen anyone play that hard. They've got the blitz dialed up. And, you know, from now on, we come back here, we just need to bring a parrot. And the parrot, we just set it on our shoulder, give it its own little headset, and he can just say, Peyton Wilson, Peyton Wilson. It's time after time out. You got to expect it. I think it'd be a great investment.
From 43, Veerhoff puts it through. It's his long of the season, and Charles Huff happy to get points out of that drive. Think about it.
The penalty, 15 yards on the fair catch interference, puts him in field goal range. Otherwise, that's a punt.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've had some pretty good field position. Both of these teams throughout the day to start their offensive drives. 2 timeouts left, 2:34. Plenty of time for NC State. You know, here's one thing too. How many reps? You've got your quarterback who has been the backup quarterback throughout the season. So those 2-minute offense reps throughout this year, here the first few weeks of the season, have gone to Brennan Armstrong for the most part. Get a chance to see MJ Morris on a 2.5-minute offense to end this half with the 2 timeouts left. One thing they haven't shown a lot with Morris is any sort of tempo, really quick back over the ball.
2 minutes, 34 seconds here for MJ Morris, who's 8 for 15, had the 2 first quarter interceptions, but he's also now thrown 2 touchdowns. One to Concepcion, one to Pennix.
And as they huddle up to send him off here, so important to remind him and to remind the whole offense, hey, we don't have to. We want to go down and score, but don't do anything foolish and risk that football. NC State, remember, will get the football to start the second half. Just take care of that football. Don't give Marshall some easy points here through a turnover.
Mims met immediately by Kerryon Martin.
Physical safety. The junior out of Charleston, West Virginia's Capital High School. I got one thing written down here, very physical on my notes next to 22. He stands out. He does a great job of filling the gap when he reads runs, stepping up and making the plays.
Right back to Mims on 2nd and 9, and he makes it 3rd and 8. Eli Neal gets the tackle this time. He's the leading tackler for the Herd through their first 4 games, and a timeout taken here by Charles Huff, trying to think about maybe getting the ball back.
Absolutely. Well, you know, at the very least, you want to make these guys punt that ball away. We've seen it's been a little bit of an adventure. I mean, Winchester already.
And Charles Huff told us he wanted to see his team play clean. He wants to learn how good they can be.
Well, and the other thing, he said, hey, I want them to play clean, and I want them to play, start this game fast. Start this game with some success. He got that wish, and I found it very interesting. He said, last year when we went to Notre Dame, it was a completely different approach. Last year it was, let's get them to the 4th quarter. We get them to the 4th quarter and we can win. He said, these guys aren't like that. And, you know, it's kind of a head scratcher because you hear coaches say that so much. And what he's saying is, these guys are too explosive. We don't want them around. We want to have that lead with these guys going into the 4th quarter because as the game goes on, they've got so many playmakers that can turn it around. There's a big 3rd down. See if Marshall can get off the field defensively.
MJ is going to keep it himself. And he's not getting anywhere close to the 35. He didn't even get to the 30. Another good tackle for Owen Porter, the veteran defensive end in his 50th career college football game today. Hometown kid, played at Spring Valley High School, just 7 miles away from the Marshall campus. Another timeout taken by Charles Huff. In his third year, was the running backs coach at Alabama before he got hired at Marshall. He's 40 years old, and he just has the feel of a guy who could rise in this industry. I mean, Marshall's going to want to keep this guy. He's 20-10. I mean, he's won 2/3 of his games after inheriting the program from Doc Holliday. You know, during the pandemic, they were wearing masks at his opening press conference.
You mentioned leaving Tuscaloosa to head up there to Huntington and took over for Doc Holliday. And, you know, one thing that he did have the luxury, it wasn't a program, a losing football team. It was a winning record before he took over. So it's, you know, it's so tough for some of these coaches to go in and try to convince a team to expect to win when they haven't won in years. But he's going from a place where they didn't lose very many games in Tuscaloosa. They certainly haven't lost very many there as the head coach in Huntington.
Decent punt for Newcastle. Fair caught at the 33 by Keaton. 1:49 to play in the second half, in the first half.
Hey, Mr. Wilson. Peyton Wilson. Man, he's been healthy this year, and offenses haven't liked it very much. That play right there that we just saw, he won't get any kind of a stat for it, but that's maybe a game saver when it's all said and done. Rushing, that would be a halfback pass. Here he is on the fumble recovery. Ball pops right into his lap. Just so active, going sideline to sideline, blitzing. He can do it all. So much fun to watch. And it really has been a treat anytime we come to Raleigh or see the Wolfpack on the road. There you see the numbers for the first half, the 8 tackles.
Are you a fan of the belly button jersey?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you can do it, if you can pull it off, you know, I never had that midsection where it would look good on me. The guy who wore 44 before me at Florida, he used to go really high. Fee Bartley was a big-time player for the game.
All right. 2-minute drill here, perhaps, for Marshall. Rasheen Ali makes the catch, brought down by Devin Boykin after a gain of 5.
Back to that other side. One timeout remaining here now for Marshall to go empty.
Fancher has time and completes it into NC State territory. It's Caleb McMillan. Marshall in no particular hurry right here. Clock stopped on the first down, final 2 minutes. Officials slowing him down here.
They're trying to allow NC State to make a substitution.
There's confusion right now for the Wolfpack, and well, NC State's allowing, they're taking some time away.
Well, when Marshall substitutes, they have to allow NC State to substitute as well. They get it off, and here we go.
To the outside for Chuck Montgomery. Some pretty good quick zip balls from Cam Fancher to begin this drive. 3 straight completions. Under a minute now, and 2nd and 5 from the NC State 41. New defensive line coming into the game for Tony Gibson. 5 wide receivers. Fancher gets it back to the line of scrimmage.
Flag deep in the secondary here, and it might be a hold.
Holding. Defense number 19. It's a 10-yard penalty. Carries an automatic first down.
5th accepted penalty against NC State in this first half.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there. They're going to force Marshall to use a timeout probably in that situation. And instead
of 3rd and 5, they use a timeout. 1st and 10, keep the timeout. Big swing.
Big swing. Tony Gibson knows it over there. We've got Fitzgerald, who's had to work his way in there. Sean Brown, who still isn't in this game in the first half, will be back in the second half, serving that suspension for targeting. And Jakeem Harris, he's been out the whole season since way back in the opener in UConn.
Fancher hits his man on the slant. Down inside the 5-yard line goes to Marcus Harris. Marshall hurries to the line of scrimmage. There's no rush, though. 40 seconds to go. And I think we're getting a timeout from the NC State sideline. Yep. 28-yard catch and run to Harris. His longest reception of the year by far.
And he's just set to run free. Again, there have been a couple times it seems miscommunication. Yeah, there was a slip by Fitzgerald, but that's after the fact, trying to go make that tackle. Lucky that Harris wasn't able to get into the end zone. And probably a pretty good timeout right there taken by NC State. Is, hey, we're not worried right now about saving these timeouts to try to get some points of our own. We're worried about keeping these guys out of the end zone.
I'm glad you mentioned Sean Brown, though, because the coaches say he's been playing as well as anybody on the defense, and that's a high standard when you talk about what Peyton Wilson's been doing.
Well, and I mean, it says a lot about Sean Brown, just a sophomore who was expected with all the depth they had at secondary before guys like Harris got hurt. Play a lot of special teams, nice backup ball. He was forced in as a starter. Look at him, the start he had against Louisville, 8 tackles, 2 sacks, forced fumble before being ejected, so they'll welcome him back. Get him loose at halftime, he'll be able to play the second half. But first, his buddy's trying to keep this Thundering Herd offense out of the end zone with 38 ticks remaining on the clock.
Fancher 4 for 4 on this drive. Fancher spied by Wilson. Fancher tripped up as he dives for the pylon, and he's down inside the 1.
Wow, he almost got that corner turn. Something you don't see very often is somebody beating Peyton Wilson to the edge. Wilson just enough to trip him up. And this one I think is going to come back if he doesn't hit the ground.
The ball touches the pylon.
So that should be a touchdown.
If he was still in bounds when it did. They're going to take a look at it.
The runner was out of bounds and short of the goal line. That play is under further review.
Did his entire body stay above the ground? Did his hand not touch?
That's Fordham that's over there.
His hand touch inbounds, Batesy. I think that's a touchdown.
And what an effort.
By both guys. Yeah, that's an epic touchdown for the Thundering Herd.
And that was Fordham, I beg your pardon. That wasn't Peyton Wilson over there. Wow. Excellent effort by a guy in Cam Fancher. I mentioned the state champion triple jumper. And that's a guy who didn't focus on it really at all. He just did it, they say, because the track coach kept begging him. Said, all right, well, let me shut him up a little bit.
After further review, the runner was not out of bounds, extended the ball to the goal line. It results in a touchdown.
Wow, look at Charles Huff.
He's fired up.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, that was a pretty easy call to go back and look at it. It didn't take a long time. You see it, and just the effort to stretch it out there and touch that pylon. That's all you need for Fancher. No body part hitting the ground, and that is. You think about it, triple jumper, and to do a triple jumper without kind of like dedicating your life to it and win a state championship, what does it take? It takes precision, it takes discipline and body control. That's pretty good body control right there to get it in the end zone and give the Thundering Herd the lead one more time.
Well, this was a triple jump while being tackled by Peyton Wilson. Charles Huff, upon learning that this was going to be a touchdown, let's go.
There's Fancher. Look, a little bit. They say he's pretty quiet. There were a lot of stories out there that didn't come out until the last couple of weeks. People starting to ask him, having to like pulling teeth to get him to talk. So a little bit different than Coach Huff's reaction.
The other thing about that play, it worked out for Fancher, but he's reaching the ball with one hand. If he loses it at the half-yard line and it hits the pylon, it's a touchback.
Touchback for. Here's Gray now. Don't sleep on Gray, because even with 31 seconds left in the half and one timeout remaining, Gray can put you in a situation where that doesn't matter. Just ask Virginia. And Marshall knows it, because we've seen him kick off. We've seen him with the sky kick in this game already. Here they'll kick to him.
Returnable if he wants to. From the 4. And Gray takes it to the 25. 26 seconds left. I don't know what we're going to see on this possession, James, but it's the 19th possession of the half. This is the 10th possession for NC State in this first half. There's Marco.
Well, Evan, I mean, here's what I think you need to say is you just need to be careful with this football. Yeah, you're down 3 at halftime, but you're going to get the ball to start the second half. You had 2 turnovers early, and you really kind of weathered that storm. Just be careful with that rock.
Oh, my. Off the fingertips of Jacoby Henderson. Intended for Concepcion. That was not being careful, James.
No, it doesn't seem like it's that difficult and risky of a throw, but when it's thrown behind him, absolutely.
I would be surprised if this is not a handoff to Delbert Mims on second down.
Well, and I also wouldn't be surprised if NC State doesn't come out in the second half and just try to commit to pounding the football.
Going to throw it again. MJ looking for Concepcion again. There was some contact. He made the catch out of bounds.
You know, and on the other side of that coin too, Evan, hey, there's something to be said about your young quarterback and your team going back into that locker room and being like, all right, coaches have faith. We have faith in our guy. There's time on the clock. We're going to try to go score. We're going to try to march it down the field and make a couple big plays. Let's take some shots rather than taking a knee and kind of whimpering with the pack into that halftime locker room. Let's go in there with a little bit of feel good.
If they don't get 10 yards here, we're going to see Noonkester again because Marshall does have another timeout. Mims.
They need to use it right now. They do. You're absolutely right.
4-yard run.
There are a lot of things that can happen. You've got to get that long snapper in there. Not everybody has a Joe Shimko like they do here in Raleigh. One of the best in the game in college football.
55 games for Joe Shimko, about 530 snaps.
He's never had a bad one.
And I'm worried about saying that and then jinxing him. Like, you worry about that as a play-by-play announcer because you don't want to be the guy that's blamed for the error. So I'm pulling for Joe right here.
Well, if Annabelle's going to put it in her notes, then I don't think she's worried about the jinx. The sports information director here at NC State could always
impervious to the voodoo
job. Yes, but you know, so you got to snap it, you got to punt it. We saw a pretty bad shank earlier.
Yes, we did.
Kester. So do you come after it and try to block it? What have they seen on tape?
Talik Keaton standing back at his own 32 for Marshall. Looks like the Thundering Herd are going to bring some pressure.
We're back out of it.
Best punt of the day for Noonkester. Fair catch made at the 25 with 2 seconds left in the second quarter.
We're just halfway home too, huh? Nice day, beautiful day. Wow, we got a good second half coming up here in Raleigh after these 2 ticks go off the clock.
Picture perfect day for fall football. Charles Huff brings his undefeated Marshall Thundering Herd into the triangle to face this Wolfpack team that has high expectations, as always, coming off a frustrating loss last Friday against Louisville. Dave
Dominion last week, they trailed 21-3, and they've trailed in just about every game this year. So uncharted waters.
It's a short 7-yard return for Trent Pennix. Out there is one of the up men, typically expected to be a blocker. He picks up a kickoff return, and well, MJ Morris in the first half had his ups and his downs. 8 for 17, 107 yards, 2 scores, 2 picks. Let's see what he can do in quarter number 3.
Obviously trying to ease him back in and not running him a lot. but he can run. And there's going to come a time or two in the second half when you're going to have to lean on his legs to help you out a little bit. Use that extra dimension.
Second catch of the day for Pennix, and he may have lost a yard. Veteran tight end from Sanderson High School here in Raleigh.
Right here in Raleigh, and a guy right there in Huntington from Spring Valley High School forcing him out of bounds. Two guys playing right in their own hometown, Owen Porter.
In the era of the transfer portal and everybody changing schools, it's cool to see a guy stay home.
Yeah, amen to that. It's cool to see a guy growing up, hey, just dreaming of being playing for the Herd or playing for the Wolfpack. Make that dream come true, right?
Second down, intercepted. Deani Hill makes the diving catch on the airmail throw. The third pick of the day for MJ Morris.
Did somebody get a hand on it, or did it slip? This. As I look at it, wow, great job, great shot there. And that's Isaiah Gibson, right in the middle, the transfer from Kentucky. You mentioned those transfers. Here's one certainly helping out. And look at the big man go up. You see him separate? Those defensive linemen using those hands separate. If those bodies are chest to chest, he can't get up there. He separates, uses those hands, gets up and knocks it into the hands of Deani Hill.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Gainesville kid, Gainesville High.
Purple Hurricane. That's where Tom Petty went.
Well, Marshall won't let down.
Back down, back down.
Cam Fancher picks up where he left off in the first half, gains 8 yards on the ground. I mean, Charles Huff talking about Fancher in the preseason, just the whole game, his presence, his communication, his confidence, his leadership have all been phenomenal. Coming off the best game of his career, Rasheen Ali has had a relatively quiet day by his standards, although he still had 39 yards in the first half, and strong run there to carry the pile an extra yard and move the chains.
I'll say, my goodness, I thought he was going to be dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Instead, he carries that whole pack of Wolfpack defenders.
Ali was injured most of last year, came back late in the season, was the MVP of the bowl game. Fancher with time. That was a good throw, but it may have been too close to the sidelines, and Caleb McMillan did run out of room. It's incomplete. There were a bunch of packed defenders in this area, and he snuck the ball over Peyton Wilson and Devin Boykin, but McMillan had no room.
Yeah, you got to know where you are on the field. It was a secure catch, but both of those legs were outside the line, so a nice easy call there in the sunshine. What's left of it here in Carter Finley Stadium.
3 wide receivers to the left. Fancher looking that way. Pressure coming. And it will be 3rd and 10.
You know, I found it really interesting. We went from the shot of Charles Huff when they reviewed that play by Fancher where he attempted to get into the end zone, and it was called a touchdown. He was so excited, but then when he went and talked to Tabitha before going in to meet with his team at halftime, he wasn't happy. They had the lead on the road, but he was not happy. He's got them playing hungry as they come out of his halftime locker room, but now they're facing a 3rd down and 10 against one of the best 3rd down defenses in the nation.
Could be 4 down territory here if they avoid a negative play, which they will. And the pass complete to Simmons sets up 4th and 6.5 or 7.
Hayden White's banged up a little bit there. It was a nice play. Just break up on that football. Keep them in front of you. Catch them all day underneath us. They got 10 yards to go.
Well, this does put him in a manageable down and distance on 4th down instead of a 49 or 50-yard field goal attempt. And a whistle blares. Wolfpack forced to burn additions. Perfect grills. Those flames were nice. And now we got a 4th down.
Yeah. Fire out in the parking lot, fire down here in Carter Finley. They've already stopped him once right in this same situation on 4th down.
5-man rush, looking to set up the screen, and Fancher goes down. Davin Van and Savion Jackson collaborating on the magnificent 4th down sack.
2 sacks given up by this offense coming into this one. This, I believe, is sack number 5. And Fancher will feel that one tomorrow. Devin Van has been fantastic here throughout this game. Had 2 big sacks in that Notre Dame game a few weeks ago right here in Raleigh. Man, the junior from Cary, not too far down the road.
11-yard loss on the 4th down play. Sets up MJ Morris and the NC State offense at the 42. The give to Mims. He's got a hole. He picks up 5.
So here they go to the ground. Let's see if they stick with it a little bit. Just let this young quarterback breathe. Let this offense breathe, because they've had a lot of success running this football. Mims is running hard. Nice change up when they bring in Allen. Sets up so much for MJ Morris off that play action pass.
MJ steps up, takes off, and stumbles awkwardly with the 1st down yardage. Looks like he's okay.
Yeah, I think he didn't want to slide, but he knew he was going to get in trouble. I think if he didn't slide, he kind of got caught in the middle of thoughts. Look what thoughts will do. It was pretty a lot smoother than it looked on the fly. Looked live. It was pretty, popping right up. Good job defensively to pull up there.
Mims and DeMarcus Jones alongside Morris. Mims hit the backfield, makes a few men miss, and then shook himself to the ground.
Oh, he was mad.
There were so many shimmies there, he faked himself out.
Gave them all out. One for you.
There's 1.
One for you.
There's 2.
One for you. Oh, none left for me. Dang, he's mad too. Because he knew if he was gonna get to the edge right there.
Think of him as more of a power guy than elusiveness.
Right. You hear about guys in the phone booth. You don't think of Mims, but he certainly looked like it right there.
It's Gray.
Wow.
He's got an opportunity around the edge, taken into the Marshall bench right around the 40 after a gain of 7.
Evan, this play had no business gaining any positive yardage. They've got it stretched out. They're going to make the play right there. No, it's Julian Gray with the ball in his hands, a sophomore from Charlotte, making something out of nothing. What looked to be like no gainer, instead sets up a 3rd down and 3 now.
Gray gains 6, so it's 3rd and 3. They need the 37. Morris looking to keep it himself. He is right at the marker when he's pushed backwards. With the spot, he will have the 1st down.
Was that a design run, or did he just see something?
Well, I think they do a really good job of picking up the blitz. And I'm not so sure. I don't think it was a design run. I think he just tucked it with the open space. You had guys blitzing and guys with their back turning man coverage. A little bit slow on blowing that whistle. getting roughed up a little bit.
We did see McMahon and Cooper, 3 yards, 4 yards downfield. So it was either a very quick pass or the design run. 1st down. Allen back in there. He's got a seam. Michael Allen to the house. Touchdown, NC State. Wolfpack back in front. 37 yards. That basically doubles Michael Allen's largest run of the year previously. And that's his first career touchdown. First career touchdown rush. He had a touchdown catch last year. Narveson makes it 28-24. Longest rush of the season for any Wolfpack.
Yeah, Marshall's given up a couple big runs, and this one was huge for the Wolfpack. They needed some juice, and they got it, and the lead.
Next Saturday, ACC football on the season.
Colin Smith sends it away. Jaden Harrison lets it sail over his head. Coming up on Tuesday, inside the NFL, the guys look back on the heavyweight battle between the Cowboys and the 49ers. That's on Sunday night. And the Eagles looking to stay undefeated against the surprising Rams. So many storylines in the league. Inside the NFL, now for everyone. Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, only on the CW.
I used to go hunt hogs with Channing Crowder.
Did you really?
Yeah, Channing Crowder and Brian Crum, another one of his teammates in Florida. They used to go hunt the hogs without a gun or anything.
Are you talking about like a Florida-Arkansas game, or what?
No, hunt the big hogs in the woods. It's hey, these guys now, you're kind of loco. Just like Channing Crowder playing his linebacker there for the Dolphins in his NFL days.
Oh, that's complete, and it's Darrell Simmons with room. Fancher hit him in stride, and Hinton stopped him after 31 yards.
Here he is, just a nice easy slant over the middle and catching it on the fly and doing some serious damage after he catches that one. And Marshall, just when you think NC State has grabbed a hold of that momentum, here they come right back at it.
Ali tripped up by Robert Kennedy, picked up 5 more.
Wait, so you go into the woods and do you hunt it with your bare hands?
With
what
the
are we
dogs,
talking about?
they have the dogs, but no guns, just the dogs and knives. And I mean, it's Woodbine, Georgia, down near the Florida-Georgia line.
Chuck Montgomery has the first down inside the 30. What a response on this drive for Charles Huff's herd.
You're absolutely right, and I think it reflects this coaching staff and Charles Huff. It's, hey, we're down. We've been down all year. We fight back. We find a way. And for those that didn't hear it earlier, I mean, they've won 9 straight games, and that includes, of course, the last 5 from last season. So it's a team that expects to win every football game they play in.
Fancher flips it away. I mean, this is a program that historically, building their way back from the tragedy in the early 70s.
The passer's outside the tackle box. Pass across the line of scrimmage. It's an incomplete pass.
2 championships in the FCS level. Obviously, big-name quarterbacks, Pennington and Leftwich.
Kresser.
Fancher.
Eric Kresser won a national championship with Coach Bob Pruitt and Randy Moss.
Yeah. Randy Moss was a pretty good college football player in his 2 years.
Great basketball player there before college days, too, in high school.
Oh, Fancher looked like he was going to run. Instead, he connects with Jaden Harrison, and it's a Marshall touchdown. That's the creativity that can catch you off guard if you're a defender.
I mean, these Marshall fans that came down to Raleigh to watch their football team, maybe they're not surprised, but you almost can't help but think, oh my goodness, they're on the road. This NC State's finally starting to feel it. I mean, not only do they answer, but they answer in a hiccup. Just right away, march it right down the field and retake the lead.
28-yard touchdown. Fancher to Harrison. Veerhoff to make it a 3-point game. He does. Well, you didn't expect it to cool down from an action standpoint in the third quarter, did you? We're midway through the third. 28-yard touchdown. 2 seconds to
to retake the lead. And the Herd back up 3 midway through this third quarter. It's another short kickoff. Like they're trying to avoid the deep man. Pennix has gotten a lot of work on the kickoff return unit today. And NC State send the offense back onto the field. First start of the season for MJ. The plan was to redshirt him behind Brennan Armstrong. But in the words of Dave Dorn, sometimes plans need to change. And this is what was best for the football team to give MJ a shot here. How would you assess the first 2.5 quarters for MJ today?
Well, you look at it and you look at the numbers and you see the 3 interceptions and you say, oh, he must have had a bad day. But, you know, we've had a couple tips in there when you look, and also the one that was just a heck of a play. So let's maybe save judgment till the end of the day, but I don't disagree that they needed to just kind of try to create some sort of a spark for this offense. And everybody in this building certainly seemed to feel like that was the right way to go, and I really hate it, to be honest, for Brennan Armstrong, a guy who I've really enjoyed covering him over the last few years back in the days at Virginia, just as competitive as of a guy as you'll ever meet, way back to the high school days. Just such a fighter. Good kid.
Morris has Pennix wide open again. Touchdown. There is a flag in the backfield. Morris was slow to get up.
Personal foul, roughing the passer with 44 on the defense.
62-yard touchdown for Trent Pennix.
A penalty, 15-yard penalty enforced on the succeeding kickoff.
Morris shaken up, but the Wolfpack back on top. Second touchdown of the day for Pennix.
Well, hopefully Morris is okay, but standing in there knowing that he's going to take a big shot from Keshawn Brown, the transfer from App State.
Robert and I gave a little smirk when I asked him if he wanted to get the tight ends more involved yesterday in our meeting with him. I'd say they have played possum with the tight ends long enough, and unleashing Trent Pennix
has worked out. Had a 39-yard touchdown earlier and now a 62-yard catch. Let's see what happens to MJ Morris here on the release.
Ooh. What a shot. To be honest, that's kind of boom, boom. It was such a violent blow. But regardless, nobody's there on the back half. For number 6, there's the training staff, the 10 to the sophomore.
It's 3 catches, 99 yards, 2 touchdowns for Pennix.
And a couple of kickoff returns.
Yep. He's having a day. 5 touchdowns now for NC State. That 62-yarder, easily the longest catch in Pennix's career.
So we made a big deal about Marshall answering in a hurry. Doesn't get much faster than that one. A pretty quick answer for Anai's troops.
Now, he took a pretty good shot, Morris did, to the ribs. We'll see if he's back on the field next possession, or if perhaps Brennan Armstrong gets a chance at some redemption. 15-yard penalty sets up the kickoff from the 50. Love to see Colin Smith try to pop this down inside the 5, although still called a fair catch and get it to 25. He's just going to boom it through the goalposts. And in the student section, a fan was wide open. He had a chance to make the catch, and he dropped it. He got jeered by his classmates. Deservedly so.
No bullying. You're not supposed to bully anyone.
It's all in good fun.
All right, okay. It's all right.
There's Brandon's got the helmet on.
Huh.
Now look, the last time Cam Fancher took the field down by 4, took him
1 minute and 32 seconds to take it down the field in 5 plays.
What will the thundering Herd left-handed quarterback do here?
alongside Ethan Payne in the backfield. To give to Payne around the right edge with room. Ethan Payne picks up 20. Out of Polka High School in Polka, West Virginia, the mascot of Polka High School, they're the Dots.
Oh, that's a good one, the Polka Dots. Ryan White finally there to cut him down, but just let him come running free is a good job of getting that edge set by that right side of the offensive line, but nobody there with any resistance. A nice easy trot for the former Polka Dot.
Down the sideline, an open man, Simmons. You got to go back a ways. I mean, it's jarring to see NC State's defense get gashed like this. As you see Sean Brown, he had to sit out the first half because of the targeting call last week. Marshall has kind of had its way. They've done a nice job mixing up their play calling.
Yeah, well, and Cam Fancher running the show has done a really good job of running this Clint Trickett offense and finding those weak spots. But you're right, that there have been too many guys running free, and these big plays are just proving so costly. Here comes a blitz.
Getting rid of it quickly. Bishop Fitzgerald right there to make the stop. Simmons lost his helmet, so he'll go to the sideline for a play. Just a 1 yard gain, second down. 40-year-old Charles Huff looking on, and Rashid Ali keeps his feet, churns down to the 26, and another Marshall first down.
You know, Rashid Ali, he's not a huge guy. He's listed at 6 feet, 209 pounds, but he refuses to go down the first guy in there to try to drag him down. He just keeps it churning.
Fake the handoff, hitting the tight end Motillo, and he will scamper inside the 20 to the 17, picks up 9.
You know, and there's something to be said too. You talk about how impressive Tony Gibson's defense usually is, but when you get them on their heels, it's nice to have that option to really go quick, speed it up, go with some tempo, keep those bodies on the field and keep them guessing and keep them gassed a little bit. And that's what they've been able to do here for Marshall.
On second and short, 5 wide receivers. Fancher takes off, fakes the throw, and Fordham takes him down right at the 10. It will be first and goal. Fancher's slow to get up, but looks like he's okay. Some chirping down there between the two teams.
And Fordham hanging on, and Wilson coming over to try and clean it up.
Popping pads down there. Both teams now over 300 yards for the day. We got over 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Fancher gives it to Ali, who's hitting the backfield. And the second man, Fordham, brings him down after Brandon Cleveland made the first impact initially.
Let's watch Cleveland doing a good job of shucking not just one but two would-be blockers and then hanging on to those feet while Fordham cleans them up top.
And Noah Potter deserves the shutout there for getting in the backfield.
Penetration.
So they lost a yard, second and goal. Ethan Payne met by a crowd. Third and goal. Wolfpack defense all over that play.
Yeah, and that's the kind of swarm that you talk about. Remember earlier when Cleveland had the ball where it looked like Ali might have rolled out of it? When you swarm the ball, there's no question. You leave no question when you've got 5 hats there on the ball like that play. Third and goal now. And again, top third down defense in the ACC, top 15 in the nation. Fancher and the herd staring down the barrel at him.
Fancher down at the 9. Marshall guard Dalton Tucker was screaming for a flag, but he didn't get one.
Excellent job by Tony Gibson's defense here. Take those vice angles, bottle them up. Take those angles. I've got inside shoulder, you've got outside shoulder. Nowhere to run. This is a perfect example of that kid. Looks like a young Kenny Powers right there. Am I really your assistant?
26 yards, just sneaks it in that right upright. And Reese Veerhoff brings the Thundering Herd within 1. So 1:24 to go in the third. MJ Morris, his first start of the year. He's had some lowlights. He's also had some highlights, James.
Yeah, let's take a look at a couple of the highlights. What do you say? All right, there's touchdown number 1 to Pennix. And that was after the nice big hit by Van and the fumble recovery. And there's touchdown number 2 to Pennix on 3 catches on the day for almost 100 yards. But the last time we saw him on that touchdown pass, he actually took that big hit by Deshaun Brown. He's got his hat on over there. And what do you think?
I am eager to see what happens. 10 plays, 66 yards, 519. Marshall has scored in 6 different drives today. 4 touchdowns, 2 field goals. They're down by 1 late here in the third. As Veerhoff sends it deep. Here comes Julian Gray. Beats one man around the edge to the 25 to the 30. And he's shouldered out at 32. Will it be MJ or Brennan? Looks like MJ's coming back. Took the shot in the ribs, but Armstrong started loosening up, got the helmet on. He's going to stay on the sideline for now.
All right, way to tough through it. That would have been a shame. All the excitement about MJ Morris coming back out there.
First down for the Wolfpack from their own 32. Back to the air, looking long. Terrell Timmons! What a throw!
That ball seemed to take forever to finally end up in the hands of 82. He had steps. That ball's thrown out in front of him, obviously. He's in the paint, but hey, they'll take the great big catch after everybody wondering if MJ Morris was going to be okay after the hit. Ribs might be a little bit sore, but they can still throw that deep ball and drop it in the bucket to Terrell Timmons.
47 yards to Timmons. Now to Gray. Marshall's defense swarming around Julian Gray there.
It was a nice job by that defense. Obviously a dangerous guy out on the edge, but it was a hustle play that helped to drop him, and not just drop him, but drop him for a loss of 2. And guys just getting out there and just playing good, solid technique defensively in the football for Jason Seymour, the defensive coordinator.
And that's going to take us into the fourth quarter. 15 minutes on the clock. We got a 1. We'll never know.
Spent the whole break drawing it up.
Second and long for MJ Morris. Looking for Timmons. Incomplete.
MJ Morris pass, all incomplete. Intended for number 82, Terrell Timmons.
Deani Hill there in the coverage for Marshall.
Well, and Hill lucky that he gets away with this one. A lot of separation. He's trying to go for that ball here back behind Timmons, which you don't see a whole lot. You know, it's a good job to be aggressive and try to go up and get it. the sophomore out of Gainesville, Florida, had an interception earlier, but man, you don't want to mess around with that space with those bigger receivers down near the end zone.
3rd and 12. Morris again to the end zone. No flags. Would expect Braden Narveson to attempt a 41-yard field goal here.
And I said, why not on that play calling and had some success here. Last few minutes of throwing that deep ball. Let's try it again.
This will be spotted just inside the 31. Call it a 40-yard attempt. Narveson got it. So the drive stalls, but certainly plenty of time for Cam Fancher and the Thundering Herd. And it's another short onside-esque kick. And why are they doing that? That gives Marshall possession at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, they've done it. They've done it a couple times, and but it's not like a huge sense of urgency to go cover it. So it's not like, hey, we're going to try to pull one on them right here.
I mean, they're trying to get the ball on the ground, but they're popping it up in the air. When you just took a 4-point lead are you that afraid of the returner? I don't think so.
Well,
just kick it out the back.
You've seen something on tape, a guy turning his back, and maybe they feel like they can hit somebody with it and go down there and get a shot. But wow, you're right. I mean, make them drive the length of the field, keep them in front of you, force turnover.
Bewildering choice for NC State special teams. Ali spun down by Shaheem Battle, a yard shy of midfield. There's one 5-yard run, and they're basically at the 50.
Well, and that's key too. The fact 1 5-yard run.
Right.
The question was, hey, is Marshall going to be able to run the football on these guys? And they've answered that. 5 yards on first down. Any offensive coordinator would take that every single day. A lot of success trying to stay in front of the chains.
Off the fingertips of Caleb McMillan, and it will be 3rd and 5. Talk about NC State's success defensively on 3rd downs coming into today. They've held Marshall to just 2 for 11. Herd haven't had that many 3rd downs to convert here in the second half in particular.
Well, Evan, 2 for 11 on 3rd down, and also the Pack has pitched a shutout. The Herd 0 for 2 on 4th down tries.
Give to Ali. He'll get 3, and it's 4th and 2, and a decision for Charles Huff here. 2 yards into Wolfpack territory. I'd be surprised if the punt team was coming on here.
Yeah, I would too. And let's see if we can get a hat trick by this defense. Got the Hurricanes playing right across the parking lot. Let's see if they can get 3 4th down stops. Peyton Wilson trying to adjust Savion Jackson.
This crowd has crescendoed for this moment. 4th down, Fancher keeps it, and he didn't get there.
He took the ball.
The ball is loose. There has not been a whistle, and Sean Brown, making Robert Kennedy, has it in the end zone. We'll take a look at the replays. A touchdown on the field.
Rolling on the field was a fumble. Recovered by the defense. Resulting in a touchdown.
All right, either way, there's either a stop or a touchdown. If he's down, it's still Wolfpack ball. That ball's out. Oh, he's down though. Ball's out. Wouldn't have mattered. And it's Robert Kennedy who recovers the fumble, but he was down.
You think Fancher's down?
No. I think Robert Kennedy's down, right? So watch. There he is doing a great job of setting that edge and forcing Fancher back in. Okay, here's your.
Yeah, that's definitely a fumble.
Yeah, it is. But Robert Kennedy's down, right?
On the recovery.
On the recovery.
They're lining up for the extra point, Batesy. Everyone's still trying to process what happened here, including a member of the PAT unit charging onto the field late.
I don't know. Can we see it one more time, maybe? I mean, the way I saw that replay, Robert Kennedy, he takes this ball right out of his hands, which is great, but watch number 8. He's going to take the ball, and he's down. His elbows are down. Or, maybe they're saying he didn't have control of the ball while he was down. Then he stood up and gained control of the ball. But that, I
understand what you're saying.
I just don't see how.
I mean, when does Kennedy possess the ball is really the question. Because he was lying on the ground, but he may have not had the ball at that point. Look, the NC State defense is celebrating the 4th down stop. And Kennedy's like, I'm going all the way. If it stands, it's a 52-yard touchdown for Robert Kennedy.
After further review, it was a fumble. However, the defender recovered the ball with a knee on the ground at the North Carolina State 48-yard line. It will be North Carolina State's ball at the 48-yard line.
Well,
so as much as a crowd could boo a 4th down stop where you force a fumble, you wanted the 7 points on that play.
Well, it was so boom boom that I think everybody, when they went and watched that replay, they just wanted to see Fancher. Is Fancher down? Oh, nope, he's not down. Touchdown. Well, you got to watch the back half of it, because it was 2 elbows and 2 knees that were on the ground for Robert Kennedy. They almost kicked the extra point. But, good on Robert to go finish it off, and his teammate Peyton Wilson to sell it hard. All right, still a lot of ball to be played, 13-21, and still a 4-point lead as opposed to 11.
It's been a slow-moving clock all game long. Quick little dish to Concepcion, and he picks up 3 into Marshall territory, brought down by Eli Neal. It'll be 2nd and 7. The Wolfpack will take the clock under 13 minutes. Upcoming schedule for the Wolfpack is a gauntlet. Prime time next Saturday in Durham. Don't expect Duke to have Riley Leonard for that game, so there's an opportunity for the Wolfpack there. Then 2 weeks later, Clemson, Miami coming here to Carter Finley. Play action, Morris runs out of time. Keyshawn Brown and Elijah Alston got there simultaneously.
Just turned on the jets, and Morris just, once he realized that he was going to need to get rid of that football, there was nobody open for him. They were on him. Big loss. Got to find a way to get rid of that football or buy yourself a little bit of time.
2nd and 7, it's 3rd and 18. Be careful with the football here, MJ. He's looking deep. Concepcion battling for position, but there's no flag. Jacoby Henderson in the coverage. There's a flag in the backfield, though. Could this be another roughing the passer?
2 fouls on the play, both by the offense.
Nope.
Holding number 52, holding number 53.
The entire right side of the line.
It's McKay and Eason.
But you declined this penalty.
Now.
And here's the end of the play that the hometown crowd didn't like. But you know what? They've let them play. They've let them play. And like to see that there in the secondary, both sides here today. And a good job there by Henderson to finally get that head around. Had he not turned that head around, I think they throw that flag.
Runs in the family. Jacoby Henderson's cousin, former Louisville Cardinal Jair Alexander, now with the Green Bay Packers in the NFL.
Well, those Cards got a big one tonight.
Yes, they do. Talik Keaton back inside his own 10 near the 5. Makes one man miss. Gets back outside the 10 to about the 11, where Caden Fordham helps to power him out. Fordham has had a really good game for NC State's defense today. He's been flying around. Marshall football, 11:41 to go. East Conference. Coach Brom has done a nice job through his first couple months back home, indeed. 4-point game. Fancher back to work. That slant play has been there all day long, and this time it's Caleb Coombs for about 10 yards. May just be a hair short of the first down. Give him 9.5. So second and short. Get the whole playbook available on second and short, right, Pates?
Yeah, right here. Maybe try to take a shot right here.
Payne motions out of the backfield. Pressure coming. Fancher escapes a massive loss, but he still loses 4.
Wow.
It's the 6th sack of the day for NC State's defense.
You know what? That's absolutely what they did. They tried to take a deep shot. Hey, this is a throwaway ball if they're covered on 2nd down and 1. But you know what? Tony Gibson had the same idea. If that's what they're going to do, we're going to bring some pressure. So rather than a 3rd down and 1,
recovers the bobbled snap down the sideline and incomplete. Payne had stepped out of bounds, it looks like, anyway, because the official on the sideline lost his hat. Aiden White in the coverage, and it's 4th down, and the punt unit coming on. That stings for Marshall from 2nd and 1 to punting. 3 and out. Jalen Coit standing at his own 35. It's a shorter kick. Make the catch at the 38, and off he goes across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Spun down at the 47 by the long snapper, Konopka. NC State record. The 2nd longest tenured coach in NC State history as Kevin Concepcion begins his possession with an explosive play. The freshman makes another man struggle to bring him down. It was Deani Hill pulling him down by the ankle after a massive gain of 35 yards.
massive gain to a massive playmaker. Not a huge guy, but just making huge play after huge play. Concepcion through the air, which I guess that is considered through the air, even though it's a little easy pitch.
Give MJ all those yards.
Yes, he'll take them. Looks pretty good.
MJ is now up to 259 on the day. Concepcion, 6 catches for 96 and 1 score. And the Wolfpack in the red zone. Morris to the end zone, and it's incomplete, intended for Dakari Collins. They've been attacking Deani Hill.
Yeah, they've been going right at him. And again, he plays this a little bit awkwardly. He's floating behind. Earlier, it was Timmons, and he just kind of floats back there. You can't lose the feel of that receiver, any space, and usually they're able to take advantage of it. And Robert Anai knows it. I wouldn't give up on it. I would go back down there and see if you can come down with one of those balls.
Wasn't calling plays that would be different today. It'd be the structure of the game plan for Robert Anai with the new quarterback as Delbert Mims barges down to the 5. Sets up 1st and goal.
You said it earlier, Evan. The big man just when you think he's just going to be just a bulldozer, he turns into a little Ferrari with some of those spins.
Brennan Armstrong is into the game for the first time today for NC State in this goal line situation. Robert and I said from 5 yards in, Armstrong has mastered these opportunities. But how about this, bringing in a cold quarterback late in the game? He'll give it to Mims, and Mims will burrow into that pile for 1.5, maybe 2 more. What do you think about going to Armstrong here for the first time today with 8.5 to play?
Well, you know, you mentioned Robert Anae as offensive coordinator. Nobody knows him better than Anae and knows what his strengths are. And time after time, you've seen Anae call these 3rd and short, 4th and short plays, goal line type plays, and Brennan Armstrong excels at it.
Yeah.
And they mentioned too, they don't want to have a big run package for MJ Morris for whatever reason. They don't want a lot of design quarterback runs for him, or they certainly don't mind it for Armstrong. So put it in his hands. He's obviously
built like a linebacker, as Dave Doran has said.
But you're right though. Coming off the bench cold is a little bit different.
Armstrong looking. Armstrong hit and sacked. He lost 5. Keyshawn Brown and Eli Neal both got home.
Was that the first sack? Was that the?
And here comes MJ back into the game.
Second sack. And
MJ Morris coming back in after Armstrong. You don't want to throw a pick there. You don't want to get the ball knocked loose as you're cocking to throw, but man, taking a sack there stings. Chance to make it a 2-possession game. Field goal doesn't change what Marshall needs.
Right.
MJ back in there on 3rd down. It's incomplete. There are no flags, and here comes Braden Narveson.
Wow. 1st and goal from the 5. And this Herd defense, this football team, they were picked 4th in their division in the Sun Belt at the beginning of the year.
Which is especially surprising since they closed last season the way they did with 5 straight wins. They got a huge game next week at Georgia State, and then the Thursday after that against James Madison, who's still trying to make their way into FBS. They're undefeated. Narveson from 27 makes it a 7-point game. Just over 7 minutes to play. Marshall Thundering Herd still aren't done yet.
I have moderate to severe Crohn's disease. Now there's Skyrizi.
NC State 41, Marshall 34, 7:03 to play. Buckle up, folks, because this is not going to be an ordinary 7:03. I can almost guarantee it. Here comes the 16th possession of the game, barring an onside kick try. And, well, NC State has learned, and they have sent the kickoff deep. Marshall's Cam Fancher has faced more pressure today than he has all year long.
Well, it's an offense that had only given up 2 sacks all season, and here's just a quick look at 4 of the 6. Been in the face of Cam Fancher. There's a big pop by Devin Van. Been coming from all angles, and the offensive line has had their hands full. They knew it coming in, though, that they were going to see the most aggressive and probably the best defense, perhaps that they'll see all year, led by Peyton Wilson. 6 sacks today. There you see, doubling up their average, also forcing the turnovers here today. And you know, don't forget the 3rd down stops and the 4th down stops as well. 0 for 3 this offense on 4th down attempts.
Fancher to throw, and he overthrows his man. It's intercepted. Robert Kennedy takes it out of bounds near the 20.
Charles Huff wanted to see right there, a quarterback that has been so accurate 2 times this year.
Late flag here, James.
Oh.
After the runner was out of bounds, it's an unsportsmanlike conduct, number 52 on the passing team. The penalty would be happy this should be goal. That's number 52's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul. First down.
Intended for Mason Pierce, the 5'6" junior from Texas.
Well, it wasn't a pressure that caused that errant throw. It was a tough one with an underneath defender. He had to get it up over his head and drop it into that bucket, but just a little bit too strong and no touch on it. And Fancher, well, just back to last week, to come from behind win. Went 29 of 35 passing, 278 yards and 2 touchdowns. And now that defense is right back out there.
First and goal from the 9. Morris pulled down to the 8. Jacorian Anderson with the tackle there. For a second, it looked like Robert Kennedy was going to get the touchdown that took away from him earlier in the half.
Yeah, it's, and it's kind of one of those situations in this defense. You see it. They had 3 turnovers against Louisville last week in the loss. It's your buddies start turning that football over. It's like sharks smelling blood in the water. You want a piece of it, run in on that action, and it becomes contagious.
Concepcion shows the speed. Touchdown, NC State. This freshman is electric.
See now why they're making such an effort to get the football in this guy's hands and not just throwing it to him, but on those jet sweeps. He just turns on those jets. Good luck.
And Narveson with NC State's 48th point of the day.
Good job by the offensive line. Good job out there on the edge. There you see Trent Pennix, who had to have a good block right there to push his guy out of the way. The young pup getting them up on their feet here in Carter Finley Stadium.
You know, it was only about 14 months ago, James, that Kevin Concepcion was getting ready to start his senior year of high school. A guy that had 20 D1 offers, and he was down to the final 2. He was going to be a Tar Heel, or he was going to be a member of the NC State Wolfpack, and obviously you know what decision he made, and Dave Doran's happy he did.
Wow, from Chambers High School in Charlotte.
The helmet doesn't let him show off the hair that he's got.
Yeah, I know.
He's got some good moss up there.
He weighs 187. I wonder how much of that is the hair.
All right, 6 minutes to go. NC State defensively here in the second half has allowed a touchdown and a field goal, but they have stiffened up in the 4th quarter. The other thing NC State's done here in the second half, no penalties since halftime for the Wolfpack. Jaden Harrison from the goal line does not get to the 25.
Kevin, that's a great point. They had 5 penalties, which seemed like at the time going into the halftime locker room, it certainly felt like maybe 7 or 8 because it were just in such inopportune times. And guys jumping off sides and just drive killers, momentum killers, and they haven't lost that momentum courtesy of the penalty flag this half anyway. That's a great point. certainly would like to force another turnover here, try to seal the deal.
And on the flip side, we've seen Marshall score quickly. If they can get a touchdown in the next 2-3 minutes, they may not even have to do an onside kick. But getting the touchdown against this NC State defense is the tough part. And they have flustered Cam Fancher. There's no doubt about it. He has not been comfortable here in the second half one bit.
Wilson continues to talk. He and Simmons have been jawing back and forth. And yeah, I think Fancher is a pretty cool cat, and I think he stayed pretty cool and calm, even I think long after some of the pressure started getting to him. But it's just snowballing a little bit right now, running for his life here as of late.
He's got space, but NC State closed that space quickly, and the flag flies.
Well, just when we started patting him on the back for not having any penalties, here's one that you just can't do. When the quarterback goes to slide, he drops that backside, he gives himself up, he's done. He's done. You know how many times the practice these guys are reminded of that? Jalen Scott is just now remembering, I think, because Fancher's going to give himself up right here, and he's done. And, I mean, maybe going back and looking at it, I don't think they can't take away the penalty. Now, if they would have called it targeting on the field, then they could have taken that away, or they could add.
Let's hear Jeff Flanagan.
2 fouls on the play, 1 by each team. Personal foul, number 2 on the defense, hitting the sliding quarterback. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 65 of the offense. Both fouls will be forced. It will be 1st and 10 for the offense. Number 65's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul.
So they do get the first down. Those don't completely offset, which is interesting, because I thought the retaliatory penalty defending the quarterback as the center Logan Osborne kind of went after Jalen Scott might cost him, the 15 yards, which it did, but it didn't lose him the first down.
Yeah, but it's after the play.
So they'll both cancel. It'll be 3rd down.
No, now they're changing it.
Well, okay.
It was percolating throughout that situation.
You know why? Because I guess the ruling is, since the quarterback's giving himself up, the play's dead. So that late hit is after the ball is down. So canceling off, and here's your 3rd and 5 now.
That's a big shift. 3rd down for Fancher. Got plenty of time. Hits Simmons short, and Simmons will take it to the 37, and that will be enough to move the chains before Rakeem Ashford brings him down. It went from being 1st and 10 to 3rd and 5. Not much NC State pressure on Fancher there. Only rushing 3 here, dropping 8. And underneath, it's dropped by Ethan Payne. And NC State is fine with Marshall taking some short passes here and letting the clock tick. Clock does stop on the incompletion with 5:04 to go.
They're using a timeout here.
A Marshall player was shaken up. I don't believe it was a called timeout from the sidelines.
So why not?
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot here, James. Do the Cardinals do it tonight against the Irish?
I'm going to say yes. I certainly hope so, because like I said, I'd love to see an undefeated Louisville Cardinal team coming into town next week. I think they got to have a little bit better quarterback play out of Plummer.
Some explosives from Gerard Jordan, perhaps. Fancher and a slide out near the 43. Spotted at 42. Clock ticks under 5 minutes here.
You know, I think when you compare the two quarterbacks, obviously Sam Hartman, and ACC football fans know an awful lot about Sam Hartman. Heard a lot of his college ball, not too far from here at Wake Forest, but Plummer, a bit of a journeyman himself.
Right.
I don't think that he's the world beater that we need sometimes, but sometimes the rest of the guys like Jordan can get it done.
Payne got the first down. Needed the 47, got just across that hash mark. Clock ticking, under 4:20. Charles Huff is a walk-on at Hampton, earned a scholarship, played almost every position of the offense. He was a fullback, a tight end, a guard. And then he said, you put the worst guy on the team at center, so he said, I played center. But he was a football guy through and through. That ball near the sideline. And it was Peyton Wilson over there in coverage on the tight end, Chris Motillo. Showing his free safety skills right there in coverage.
Well, and Motillo showing his toughness, focus on that football, secure the catch, get a foot down, even though you know you're going to take a big lick. Moving those chains.
Fancher again. Pressured by Red Hibbler, and he just threw it away.
Hibbler from Louisville, Mississippi, but I'll bet you the way things go, you know, it's you say Louisville up in Louisville, Kentucky, and they'll get on you, but I'll bet you it's not pronounced that way. Something tells me down in Mississippi. In Louisville High School, New Mississippi Community College before coming here.
Yeah. Flags on Marshall.
False start. Offense number 51. 5-yard penalty, second down.
It is fun listening to Dave Doran talk about the few junior college guys that have went straight from junior college to the ACC, and just how appreciative and grateful those guys are, because you go from a junior college program where you don't have a whole lot, and then just all the amenities that an ACC team has, they're just grateful to be a part of it.
I'd like to add to that after this second down snap here.
Fancher completes it across the middle. It's Caleb Coombs. Another first down for the Thundering Herd near the 30.
Going to make it interesting, aren't they? You know, on the other sideline, Charles Huff, remember, was telling us that Group of 5 schools, when they go on the road, things get a lot easier for them because everything's in one building, not spread out all over the city.
Fancher looking to the end zone. Incomplete. Great coverage by Shaheem Battle to knock it away from Talik Keaton.
Evan, Shaheem Battle does such a good job here. He's beaten. Keaton has a couple steps on him. He doesn't give up. He doesn't peek. He puts his head down and he just runs as hard as he can. When those hands go up, boom, rips right through those wrists, just like he's taught. That's good. That's good play right there. That's excellent cornerback play.
Second down. Fancher takes off to the 25, to the 24. It'll be 3rd and 3. Got to play with a little tempo here if you're Marshall. Need 2 touchdowns to tie. You have all 3 timeouts. Clock ticking under 2:45. And now an NC State timeout before this pivotal 3rd and 3.
Timeout. North Carolina State. Second charge timeout. Timeout will be 30 seconds.
Look, I think if you said to Dave Doran before the day, you're going to score 48 points, You would have thought you'd be playing the backups here in this fourth quarter, but Marshall has stayed with them. It's not an easy schedule. I mean, the toughest games are probably on the road, but on the road, nothing's guaranteed.
Right. You know, you mentioned Riley Leonard with that high ankle sprain probably isn't going to be available there next weekend.
Meant to say the easiest games are probably on the road, but nothing guaranteed.
Right.
Clemson, Miami, and Carolina, those are three tough teams coming here to Carter Finley. It's a good home schedule for the season ticket holders.
I'll say. We got the Textile Bowl coming up in a couple weeks. Clemson Tigers come to town. And, hey, this is still anybody's game here. NC State with 2 losses, but one of those is to Notre Dame. So after that timeout, go ahead and talk things over. Make sure they don't give up a quick strike touchdown. Here's your 3rd and short now.
3-man rush. Fancher. A little off the mark with the throw, but a diving catch by Mason Pierce to move the chains. The Herd hurry to the line. 1st and 10 from the 17. 2:25 to play. What do we got?
Guessing another time.
Running on the field was a completed pass. That play is under further review.
Did Pierce get it?
Number 3, you're slide. You like to slide.
Here we go. This will be our look, maybe. Well, watch the nose of that football. Ruled a catch on the field.
It's close.
It's tough because that right hand seems to stay under it.
Yeah.
You can see why they want to take a look at it. But I don't know from those 3 shots, quick look at him, that you can turn it over.
Can't say he definitely didn't catch it. Like,
Correct.
he probably used the ground a little bit to help him, but it's...
Well, and the ball it's allowed to hit the ground. You know, it's... You know, and they're watching to see if it's secured and if there's any movement. Here's one more look, maybe.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands.
And that's what they're looking at.
You like picture-in-picture, James?
I need, just give me one. That's a little bit too busy. But the one that they needed and one that they saw, they'll leave it there. And, you know, in the terminology, stands shows that, you know, it's not confirmed. It just stands because they can't overturn it right there. So a good call on the field. Hand off. And here we go now with a fresh set of downs.
They just started the clock. Clock rolls as the ball's set. Oh, what a tackle by Peyton Wilson. He's over double digits from a tackle standpoint for the 5th time this season. That's his 14th tackle of the day. Showing off the speed, the will. And there's an NC State Wolfpack, bottom of the screen.
Timeout.
It's Boykin.
Injured player on the defense.
Boykin is coming off of that injury where he missed some time, and he's been in and out of this game throughout the day. And
yeah, they call him the glue guy in the backfield, the son of the high school coach who just plays with a football IQ back there that they really like to have. Looks to be okay, though. That's a good sign. Has to sit out of play. Be interesting here. If Marshall can score, say, by 1:30, I mean, they probably will try the onside kick. But if they don't get it, game's not over because they still have the 3 timeouts.
They're going to have to try that onside kick. First things first, though, they just got to get it in the end zone. And Tony Gibson's bunch has done a good job of just keeping them in front. Hey, we'll let you chip away. We're not going to take any huge chances. Keep you in front, see if you make a mistake, and make you earn it, that's for sure. Both of these teams have played some pretty physical football, some determined football here throughout the day. 1:52 now left to go, though.
Second down and 4 from the 11. Fancher's throw never had a chance. Clock stops with 1:38 remaining. They changed the timing rules before the season to try to prevent games from being beyond 3.5 hours. That did not work today because we close in on 4 hours. Not complaining. It has been a riveting 4 hours here at Carter Finley Stadium. And there's an NC State player down again.
It's been a long afternoon.
This time battle.
You know, what's interesting when you look at Marshall as they get ready to head back and go into the thick of their Sun Belt schedule, you mentioned the game that they've got on Saturday night against Georgia State.
Yep.
In Georgia, and then they've got to turn around and go on a short week to play James Madison, 7 o'clock on a Thursday. So
yeah, Coach Huff was not thrilled about the 7 p.m. kickoff time in Atlanta next week. He was hoping for a nooner because they're not going to get back till 3-4 a.m. Sunday morning, and then you turn around and play, you know, this James Madison team that's been just phenomenal.
And they've already had their bye a couple weeks ago.
Is that guy's head small or his hat big? Hard to tell.
It was like Lloyd Christmas when he only gets the essentials. I got robbed by a little old lady and I didn't see it coming.
Well, Marshall still has a chance. Not a huge chance, but they still have a chance. Fancher throws low. And it's 4th and 4.
Just a quarterback who relies on that rhythm and just getting into that groove, and has been so good at it throughout this season. Very accurate, rolling out those short routes and being very successful with it. And he was here early on in this game. He's just lost a little bit of that tempo, a little bit of that groove. 0 for 3 on fourth down here, Evan. See if they can make it 4.
They need 4 to keep the drive going. There's a flag, and they'll blow the play dead. False start. How about 4th and 9?
False start. Offense number 55. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Obviously, you need the first down here, James, but you almost think you need the touchdown more. I mean,
seconds, please. 1:34 on the clock, please.
Running short on time.
Well, they with the 3 timeouts that they've kept there in their back pocket, they just got to stay alive first and foremost. Whether it's first down or a touchdown here, ideally, they'd like to put it in the paint.
Fancher under pressure, flips it up. It's a touchdown for Caleb Coombs. Don't change that channel quite yet.
Wow. How about the grittiness of Fancher? Here comes the pressure right in his face. He stands in there strong, long enough for Coombs to separate. Peyton Wilson on him, just coming from all around him, just standing in there tall and strong and dropping it right in there nicely for Coombs.
A little tiny bobble there, but not enough to really scare Marshall fans too much. 16 plays, 76 yards, 4.5 minutes. And it's a 7-point game with 89 seconds left. What a game.
A little bit of time, a little stop and go for Coombs in that route, which shows you how much protection.
It kind of threw him open.
Yeah.
John Brown in the coverage. All righty. Now they do have the 3 timeouts. Theoretically, they could kick it deep.
No.
I don't think they will.
I don't think, I don't think that they've been good enough on defense. If they were shutting them down,
exactly,
then I'd say, hey, not even in this situation, it's not enough. You're going to kick it here. how good are they at it? I mean, that's what those kickers and punters and long snappers, a lot of times they'll go on down on a field of their own and play onside kick games and long snapping games throughout the day. Let's see.
Were you ever on the hands team in your career, James?
Yeah, I was on the hands team a couple times. Well, in high school, and I had decent hands, but I just, you got to put some guys on there. Not only they have good hands, but they're tough. It's got to go 10 yards.
Onside kick, recovered by Chris Tootle. An aggressive recovery. He attacked that ball before it got to 10 yards. If you don't field that cleanly, it opens the door. But Tootle makes the play.
Gotta have some confidence and toughness in those hands. Step up. Woo. They can't recover it there in that no man's land, but you certainly can.
All right. Spotted the 44-yard line in Marshall territory. NC State has 4 plays to get 10 yards and win the game. Some confusion with the Marshall defensive alignment. Delbert Mims runs into the pack. Quick timeout for Charles Huff. $1:23 remaining.
Wolfpack players just need to
Timeout. 30-second timeout.
make sure they double secure with that football, wrap it up, because that second guy in, and they come try and rip that football away and pull off a little bit of a miracle here.
I know if you're Dave Doran, you're confident in your defense, but Marshall scored 41 points today. And even if you give them the ball back inside the 10 with a minute to go, that's still a scary predicament for the Wolfpack. Look at these quarterbacks today. First start of the season for MJ Morris, 4 touchdowns. He's gotten the credit for a couple touchdowns on those short pitches, but he's been really solid here in the second half.
Yeah.
Cam Fancher, 28 for 48, over 300.
Yeah, a couple guys going at it today. Those 3 interceptions are a little bit misleading. But I think the only number they're worried about is a 1 in the win column.
Delbert Mims to the outside. There are flags down. Oh, it felt like the game was about to be over. And then the flags came in late. What's the call, Jeff Flanagan?
Offense number 53. It's a 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
Dave Doran's like, you've got to be kidding me.
It's getting up and going, the big puller right here, and oh wow, right out in the open, Derek Eason. That's his second holding call on the afternoon. Bring it way back, won't they?
Still second down, but it's second and very long right now. 1:17 to go. Still 2 timeouts for Marshall. You know the ball's going to stay on the ground. They keep it with Mims, and he runs right into Kerryon Martin. Timeout stops the clock with 1:10 remaining.
Wow, what a difference that holding call makes. It's either game over, and now, you know, you don't want to throw this football.
No.
And go incomplete, stop the clock, so you're going to run it again. Marshall knows you're going to run it again. They'll use that timeout.
Do you dare flip it to Concepcion and see if he can break something, even though if he theoretically drops the flip, it could stop the clock? It's a high percentage pass.
Well, it is, or I mean, even on a, and it's a good idea, because if it's one guy that can possibly get outside and get that corner turn, because otherwise, even with Mims and his shiftiness, you just can't get too fancy. Get out over your skis here. Cross over the 4-hour mark here for ACC football on the CW today.
Concepcion makes one man miss, but he's got a long way to go, and down he goes. A good 15 yards shy of the line to gain. Final timeout for Marshall. Caden Noonkester will presumably punt it away, and we'll see how deep he can pin the Herd back with under a minute to go.
Hey, nice call there, partner. You and I on the same wavelength. Are you a surfer as well? Do you surf there, Waikiki?
In my dreams, I do. That's adorable.
Oh, wow, look at that. That's cute. She's enjoying it.
I asked Robert and I what he does with all of his Virginia and Syracuse gear. He sends it in a big box to his sister who's in Hawaii, and she disperses it to all their friends and family on the island. So there's a lot of Virginia and Syracuse gear that's being represented up in Maui these days.
Yeah, those snowsuits that they got from Syracuse, they're really coming into good use there on the islands, aren't they? Oh. Hey, who wants a parka?
Talik Keaton standing at his own 10. Noonkester to punt for the Wolfpack. Booms it away. It will bounce at the 9 and trickle inside the 5. And it's down at the 3.
I don't know that one was heading that fast into the end zone. You stand over that football and act like you can buy another 5-6 seconds off of that clock. It's good hustle and to make sure it doesn't go in there. Make sure you're giving them the long field. But at the same time, it looked like it was starting to die down, and you could have just hovered over it. But you know what? Gives us a chance to holler at Shimko.
If he deflected that off his arm and back into the end zone, that would have been an incredible disaster, a catastrophe. But he keeps it out of the end zone, so it's 97 yards separating the Herd away from the game-tying touchdown.
You know, had he held on to it and slid into the end zone, it still would have been out at the 3 because it would have been momentum that carried him. So here we go. Long way to go and a short time to get there, right?
Thank you, Mr. Willy Wonka.
Oh, come on, man. That's...
Oh, bobbled. And then Payne makes the catch, and it's huge that he got out of bounds because an incompletion there is better than a 2-yard gain if you're in bounds. Picks up 4, stops the clock with 46 seconds to go.
Smokey and the Bandit. Close.
We have so much to do and not enough time to do it. Strike that.
Oh.
Through Coombs' hands. It'll be 3rd and 6.
You know, and they not only have they not had a lot of success in completing the deep ball, they just don't have the blazers who can just, you know, with fear. And obviously in this situation, they're going to play soft way deep in this safe prevent defense, but they can just run by everybody.
Only a 3-man rush. Fancher taking it to the perimeter, and he has to go out of bounds. I think he was shy of the marker.
Certainly looked like it. So,
see, he wanted to get the first down, but he also was thinking about the clock.
Yeah, but now you're down to the last down. This ball's leading in his ball game. 4th and 2.
Thundering Herd need 2 yards to stay alive, and the ball game is over. NC State behind the defense, and a little spark from a guy named MJ going to escape against the unbeaten Thundering Herd.
There it is. And Coombs with a chance, but there's still been a whole lot of meat on that bone, but a good job by Dave Doran's defense to really rally in this second half and rally not only on 3rd downs like they have been doing all year long, but on 4th down. What were they, Freddie? 0 for 4? Marshall on 4th down. Pretty impressive.
This is a we're still here type of win for NC State. Heading into Duke next week, You know, staring at 3-3 right in the face. They hadn't been 3-3 since Doran's first season. But MJ Morris into the lineup. And 3-3 is not a thought because the Wolfpack are 4-2 as they head to Durham next week. First loss of the season for Charles Huff's Marshall team. What a battle this was. 89 total points, over 800 total yards. But as the clock strikes 0, light the tower red. NC State 48, Marshall 41. We thank you for watching ACC football on